coffee's bitter, like the names on the screen. Faces flicker, but they never come clean. Every headline feels like one more scam. Whole damn system built on sleight of hand. We've been patient, boiling over, tired eyes, late nights, fighting sober. Every story points the same way. Every road sign says somebody pays. True Crime Cafe, we're seeking truth. Dago's want answers, we're coming for you. Crooked as hell and you laugh in our face. Darkness covered crimes, we light up this place. All we want is justice, that's the only ask. Dago in the cafe built for this task. Let's get to it. Hey! Shut it down fast! Hey! Shut it down fast! Backroom whispers, paper trails gone cold. Kids grow older, carrying what they're told. Questions piling like cups in the sink. Every dirty deed closer than you think. Dishonest and backwards, twist every word, but we've got the screenshots we've already heard. You can bury the proof, but you can't hide the past. We're knocking on doors, coming in last. Dago's want answers, we're coming for you. Crooked as hell and you laugh in our face. Darkness covered crimes, we light up this place. All we want is justice, that's the only ask. Dago in the cafe built for this task. Let's get to it. Hey, y'all sound so motherfucking right! It's UK-53 Maine! Ooh, crow! Blue crow! Hey! Metal in my veins, hip hop on my tongue. Blue crew, true, we forever young. Fizzy, sassy, Cassie. Mama Bear in the chat. Brandy B, Tandy. Put the hammer where it's at. Tomboy Zelda, the last 24-1 lock. SRB, Ratch, Molly, make the chaos stop. Drake with the wisdom speaks, typically unique. Moonlit, baby road keeps the wolves on a leash. Yeah! Blue crew, true crew, they moderating the mess. Keeping it in line, cleaning up your stress. Trolls beware, they don't ever care now. Running this, making all the way. Day after day, do it their way. Day after day, they do it their way. Day after day, lead us their way. Day after day, they do it their way. Hey! Hey! Day after day, they do it their way. Crazy's chaos, cat K on patrol. Bonnie B, Lucy got the morning star glow. Make P, Randy first, stand firm, no fear. Lee story, writing law in here. Moderating the madness, flaming the rise. Click, clack, justice, cutting through lies. You step out of pocket, they right on time. Whole squad tight on the front line grind. Woo! Blue crew, true crew, they moderating the mess. Keeping it in line, cleaning up your stress. Trolls beware, they don't ever care. Running this, making all the way. Day after day, they do it their way. Day after day, they do it their way. Day after day, they do it 1960 on the clock face, 4 a.m. bleeding through the blinds, phone glow, floor cold, heart race, can't tell the truth from the lines. Bethany says, can we go home? I laugh, but I'm not alright. Everyone kind, everybody jokes, nobody sees frostbite. Pretty much at 4 a.m. my brain says it happened, I don't know when. Thought it was a dream, but I knew it was a lie. Only thing I don't know is why. Can't tell right from wrong tonight. Bethany wants to go, I hold too tight. Everyone is super nice, but nobody knows my soul is cold as ice. Fake crying in the bathroom glass, red eyes, but I'm still dry. I talk big, then I walk it back. Can't look myself in the eye. Pretty much friends and such around. Must have been drunk, but I ain't trained. Hate the way my words fall down. My lies hurt people, I think.
Drop dead thunder, heavy on the low end. Blue crew coming through, say it once again. Hey, hey! Fizzy, sassy, Casey, mama bear stand tall, Brandy B, Tandy, Tomboy Zelda on call the last 24. S.A.B. Ratch locking that feed, Molly Drake in the back with some speech when we need. Watching over us all while the chaos climbs, scroll by scroll, they save our time. Crazy's chaos in control. Cat K, Bonnie B, flip a switch, clean a scroll. Lucy Morning Star, Meg, P-Guard in the gay. Randy Farley, a story. Set it all straight. Keep it in line, yeah, they do it all the time. Naming blue, that's a warm, better walk that line. Walk that line. Blue crew, do it their way. Moderating all the mess, keep it in play. Trolls beware, they don't ever care. Running this shit, making everyone aware. Blue crew, do it their way. Shut it down fast when it goes sideways. They don't blink, they don't break. They just swing and delete, make space. Typically unique, every mind, every name. Different style, same flame, same aim, same game. From the first ping to the late night call. Blue crew on the wall, watching over us all. Over us all, over us all. Blue crew, do it their way. Moderating all the mess, keep it in play. Trolls beware, they don't ever care. Running this shit, making everyone aware. Blue crew, do it their way. Shut it down fast when it goes sideways. They don't blink, they don't break. They just swing and delete, make space. Hey! Hey!
What's up, this all fucking crazy out there, right?
A true crime cafe, they go to softballs. Cold brew, cold case, chalk lines on the gloss. Seeking the truth, finding the time, files on the counter, grind with the grind. Blue crew backs him, keeps him in line. Sirens in his pocket, eyes on the sign. Got a wall full of faces, string tied tight, every red pen circle, another long night. True crime cafe, where the real ones bleed. Busting these cases till the lost get free. Gotta find answers, gotta make time. Everything will be fine if the truth aligns.
Standing on the sidelines, lying on repeat. Little campfire, fiction for the front row seat. Day after day, same story, same spin. You dress up the rumor like it's evidence, then grin. You point at a case, say look at that man, but you don't got a screenshot, don't got a plan. You talk about a white car like it's some smoking gun, but every single detail falls apart one by one. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. Every word you throw, someone pays. We gotta get the truth before another one dies. Fog lights on, we cutting through your disguise. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. Fog lights blazing, you still mumble in the haze. Goofy gray static, every channel, every day. You shout, I got proof, but your pockets stay bare. Just echo in an alley, just dust in the air. Just another idiot, storytelling every day. You build crooked houses out of things you can't say. You sell loaded rumors like they're holy signs, while family sits shaking on the other side of the line. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. Every word you throw, someone pays. We gotta get the truth before another one dies. Fog lights on, we cutting through your disguise. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. How many names gotta fade off the page while you chase fake ghosts in the secondhand rage? We want hard facts, not your costume show. Turn the cameras to the damage, let the real story glow. Let the real story glow. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. Every word you throw, someone pays. We gotta get the truth before another one dies. Fog lights on, we cutting through your disguise. Stop pushing the lies, goofy gray. Yeah. Roll callers. They go to sauce bars. Clock on the wall, still ticking. Blue crew posted in the bag. A whole room. Listen. True crime cafe, coffee, black eyes, red files on the table, cold cases, cold dread, seeking the truth. Ink stains on his hand, pics on the cardboard, string lines, map land, busting these cases, long nights, tight grind. Everything will be fine. He repeat that line. Blue crew backs him, keep him on track. One step from the edge, they pulling them back. True crime cafe, they go to softball, seeking the truth, pay the real cost. Gotta find answers, gotta make time, busting these cases, walking that line. True crime cafe, they go to softball, hoping he can answer just a few. Yo, true crime cafe, they go to softball, say it with your chest. This the true talk, solving the bullshit, lies in the booth, paper plates, cheap meals, chasing down proof, praying real quiet, hands on his face, fighting for the next meal. In another cold case, street talk, tip line, voices on mute, he dig through the dirt, searching for a root, true justice, distant, like it changed the address, but he still take notes, never half step. True crime cafe, they go to softball, seeking the truth, pay the real cost, gotta find answers, gotta make time, busting these cases, walking that line. True crime cafe, they go to softball, seeking he can answer just a few talk. True crime cafe, they go to softball, say it with your chest, it's the truth talk. True talk. Yeah.
All right. Welcome back. We are open for business. Please excuse me. I was hit by a Mack truck overnight. I don't know where it came from or where it went, but I know it hit me. So please deal with this. I apologize, guys. This is not fun. Please stay healthy out there, folks, because this one is, oof, it's bad. Anyway, today, guys, we are going to be reviewing Steve and Christy Goncalves did an interview with Brian Etten. We all know this. Wow. Get out of the way, Judge Hippler. Big statement made there. And maybe they explain it why. Maybe, I don't know. Either way, we'll talk about it. We'll break it down. We'll do what we do. This is what we do here. I have missed you guys. I'm sorry I haven't been here. I fell asleep last night. Missed the Devil's Advocate show. I need to get some meds in my system or something, folks. Either way, I'm here. I wasn't going to miss out on this with you guys again. So please make sure to hit that like button on the way through the door. Share this out. And, well, you know how we do this. Let's get this show on the road. Here we go. Oh, Lord.
Flicker like broken halos. Whispers gather in the smoke-filled air. Tables carved with secrets and shadows. Every story's a wound laid bare. The kettle's boiling with a restless rage. Justice written on an unseen page. I sip the silence, bitter taste, waiting for the ghosts to show their face at the True Crime Cafe. We serve up the pain they try to hide away. Pour another cup of the truth you crave. Raise your glass to the names they betray. Cracked reflections are liars. Ashes fall where the guilty once stood. The jukebox hums like a funeral choir. Echoes pounding through the neighborhood. Every scar is a candlelit vow. We hunt the how, we demand the now. No more silence, no more disguise. We'll paint the night with sharpened cry. At the True Crime Cafe, we serve up the pain they try to hide away. Pour another cup of the truth you crave. Raise your glass to the names they betray. It's a battlefield hymn, a requiem dripping from the bottle's rim. The guilty write stories in invisible ink, but we'll drag it all up from the edge of the brave. At the True Crime Cafe. Shadow will pay.
Alrighty. 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 Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all of you beautiful people. It is wonderful to be back with you guys. I wish I was more here than I am, but just please bear with me. My head feels like it weighs about 300 pounds. It's full of whatever's in there. I can blow my nose as many times as I want to, and it just keeps on coming. So, 1 minute here. Yeah, all right. And that's why you didn't see me yesterday or last night. I'm doing the best I can to be out here, you guys. This is rough. This is rough. I got really sick the day before yesterday. 2 days before that. I slept for 2 days. I had a horrible headache and all this other stuff. The next day, I felt like I was fine. I felt perfectly fine. And I came out, did my thing, so and so forth. I went to bed that night. Woke up the next morning and bammo. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yes, it was insane. And I'm 2 days to this, guys. It's nuts. I can't breathe through my nose for the most part. I can't do anything, guys. I haven't eaten anything in, I don't know, 3 days now, because I can't taste it anyway. Anyway, so yes, please ignore the nasal, crazy, crappy sounding stuff going on, and just please, if you will, if you can deal with it, I appreciate that very much. Hit the like button if you can, please. I did take some medicine last night, though, the last of what I had here. I do need to get a way to get more. And I was out of the Dayquil stuff, so I decided, well, it's not going to hurt me if I take NyQuil, right? Yeah, wrong. I took some NyQuil at about 5:30 because that's all I had. I didn't wake up till 3 o'clock in the morning, and I completely missed the Devil's Advocate show last night. It was bad. Bad. So my apologies. No, that thumbnail, that's something I came up with. They didn't do that. Thank you, Mag, for that, and thank you to anybody. All donations that come to the channel, guys, are never ever expected, but they are very much appreciated. They help to keep the channel rolling, so on and so forth. And I'll be honest with you guys, today, anything that is donated to the channel today is going directly to medicine so that I can get this stuff out of my body. I have nothing left to take, so anything that happens, I will be going directly to the drugstore and buying whatever I got to do to get this stuff just out of my head. I swear to God, I can't breathe through my nose. I'm a mouth breather, guys. So thank you, Meg. I appreciate that very much, dear. And for anybody that chooses to do that, thank you. Never expected, but always appreciated. Yeah, I've been a mouth breather for 3 days, guys. This is not fun. Come on in, grab a seat. Yes, guys, please make sure, if you want to be subscribed to the channel here, please make sure you are. YouTube has been, I don't know how or why they do it, but they do it all over the place. They unsubscribe people from channels. People don't realize it until they go in. They're not getting notifications, stuff like that. So please make sure that you are subscribed if you want to be. Just double check with it to make sure. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to you all, wherever you are. Hope it's good, guys, because it's great to be with you. I know, Scully. That's how I feel right now. Let's see. If I happen to miss something today, guys, please bear with me. Scully's in the house. Momo, Stinking, NGB, The Flying Sky, SRBBB. Gen 7, Rowena, good to see you. Lisa Winchester, welcome back. Awkward Marine, Yvette Clifton, Donnie Riesling, wonderful to see you, Beach Babe. Miss Margaret, Siggy, great to see you as well. Mama 4 UK, good to see you. Christina, welcome back. Smiling Sleuth. Miss your girl, great to see you. Megastar, great to see you, Meg. Angie B. Miss your girl. CZ, wonderful to see you guys. No, I won't be. I can't even go to the doctors, guys. That's the thing that sucks. P. Teb, welcome. Gen 7, Hemi. Let's see. Living Dead Girl. Gary E. Ply. Anonymous Mystic. Good to see you all. Jamie Sue. Welcome, welcome. Firebox, good to see you. It's not fun, Siggy. Tech Death Hippie, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Jenk Collins, welcome. Aquamarine Sammy, welcome, Sammy T. Mama 5. Let's see. If I could just get my nose to unclog, it would be wonderful. Thank you so much, Moonflower, for that. Number 1 towards our goal for today. Thank you for that. God bless. Very generous, very sweet of you, Moon. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I can't miss much time, so I'm not able to like stay down as long as it's going to take to get rid of this. Welcome, Jeremy Pearson, Mariqua. Great to see you. Let's see here. Jesse Lynn, Mandy Lynn Sue, welcome, welcome. Lenny Moe, welcome to you. Lacey, welcome to you. Oh my goodness, Meg, thank you so much, dear. You'd have to do that, but thank you. I promise you, as soon as I can, that's exactly where I'll be headed. Good Lord, I need something strong to break this up. Excuse me. Very much appreciated, Miss Meg. You're an angel. I appreciate you. I got some nasal sprays, but they're not working. Oof. A minute here. Troy, welcome to you. Karmic Retribution. Criminal Confidential, good to see ya. Painted Desert, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Meg. I hope. I will be doing that. Criminal Confidential. Karmic, I reached out to your email, Karmic. I don't know if you saw it or not. Mikey's in the house. My executive producer in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Mikey. Again, my producer and my videographer, Miss Molly. Appreciate you guys very much. And all my blue crew, with whom I wouldn't be here without. I do appreciate you all very much. Come on in and grab a seat, everybody, please, and thank you. Welcome, Noni. Good to see you. Let's see here. Ginger Hay, welcome, Miss Margaret. Good to see you. Let's see here. I got Flonase and I got saline nasal spray. Neither one of them helped me. So got you. Thank you, Yvonne. Stuff is cheap, is expensive. You didn't realize how expensive that stuff was too. Be careful, Meg. Scully, good to see you. I don't know how many of you guys have seen this new interview that the Goncales have done. Kind of interesting. The Tomboys in the house. Good to see you. Ugh. Sambu called dissolvable. I've never even heard of that, you bet. Oh, no worries, comic. No worries at all. Thank you. Yes, very much so. Hey, Jane Bosch, good to see you. Back years ago, that would have definitely helped, but I don't drink anymore, so not for me. Let me see. I'm used to that. Yeah, the only thing is, I don't think it'll break up the sinus congestion. Afrin oxymetalazone. Okay, metazolone. Zoline. Sorry. All right. Oscillococin. Okay, I can't even say that, but okay. I will check that out. Whatever that is. Thank you, SRB. Wait a minute here. Thanks, SRB. All right. See, we got a 200 peeps in the house, guys. Please, if you can, please make sure to hit that like button and share this out. Looks like we're already in that algorithm. You guys rock and roll. I love that. Court RN, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't have a neti pot here. Everybody's been saying that, though. All right, guys. Come on in. Grab a seat. I wish I had some wasabi. That would definitely help. Yeah, it might help too. Thank you, dear. Again, my apologies for the way I sound, you guys. And if you guys want to leave because of the way I'm sounding, I completely understand it. No worries, Kim. Welcome, Crud Dog. Good to see you. Hi, Robert. How are you? Thank you, Moonflower. I appreciate that. My wife said something about that too. All right, one thing I can't handle, guys, is just the I hate every time I've ever been sick. I hate that whole sinus thing where I can't breathe through my nose. That drives me nuts. Truly nuts. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Crime and Chaos. Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Again, my apologies for sounding ridiculous. I definitely didn't want to miss another full day. I ran out of honey. Hey, Marty, good to see you. Thank you, Beach Babe. Thank you, Woke Up. I feel bad that I have to. Thank you, Karmic. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. I love you guys, truly. Oh, I got it all, guys. The chapped lips, everything. It's driving me nuts. It's weird because the day before that I took off of here because I was knocked out, I woke up the next day and I felt fine. I'm like, well, I knew something was not right because it doesn't go through you that fast. Never with me. And I don't have any Benadryl. I'm sorry. But I went to bed, woke up the next morning, and I'm like, what happened to me? You know, it's crazy. So, Marty June, welcome. Sluther, welcome. All right. All right, guys. Please, again, make sure to hit the like button if you will. Excuse me. And share this out. I know, and that's what I'm worried about, Court RN, because of my COPD and stuff. I get nervous about that stuff. I've been trying to keep it as clear as I can. What's up, ATX? Here we go. All right, guys, we're going to kick this off here in just a minute. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back with you guys. All right, welcome back. Jane Bosch, thank you for those 5 new memberships. Let's see, it looks like Jane Bosch herself received a new membership. Marty Fodrell. Butterfly Wings, from the Flaminigans. CIKR, Sicker, 3029. Congrats, guys. Welcome to the Sauce 5. New meatballs jumping in here today. And thank you again, Miss Jane. Always so generous. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much, ATX. No, I did not. I didn't get it. I don't have any medical insurance at the moment, so things have been kind of a struggle, and I've missed out on some stuff that I normally would do. So it's just been, and the stuff that I've been without a lot of medications I'm supposed to be taking because they're so damn expensive, guys. It's crazy. One of my medications, no lie, for 30 pills is $700. I have a specific inhaler because of my COPD. They want $300, and they don't take the discount card on some of these things. It's been insane, you guys. It's nuts. So it's been a struggle, truly and honestly. It's been a struggle. So we've been dropping, and my wife is supposed to be on medications too. We've been dropping like every dime we have extra on trying to get certain medications and stuff. We don't, mamos, we don't. I wish we did. You gotta love Big Pharma. They tear people apart. Amethyst, good to see you, dear. Welcome, Lizzie. All you guys, welcome. So great to have you guys. Blue Devil, good to see you. True Seeker, welcome. Good to see you. Love and Other Habits, welcome, welcome. Nope. They don't take the Good RX on certain things. And my pharmacy doesn't even take the Good RX. So we had to go to Walmart for some other stuff. January, welcome. It's crazy, you guys. It is absolutely crazy. It's unbelievable how expensive these things are. And a lot of this stuff they don't offer generic on either. My that inhaler, there is no generic form of it. It is, you either have it or you don't. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Agreed for sure. Yes, I have, Robert. They said no. I'm gonna try it again here relatively soon, but it's almost damn near impossible to reach anybody down there, especially another government shutdown thing. So it's ridiculous. What's up, Stitches? Good to see you. Okay, sorry guys. Let me open this up here. Oh, what did I do? And this is not going to be a super duper long live stream, you guys, like my normal stuff is. So you're lucky there. I can't do it for that long. That would be nice. That would be nice. Oh boy. Welcome, Miss Kim. How are you? You're muted. You're muted.
I was muted.
Oh, there you go. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I wish you were feeling better. I feel bad for you.
So do I. I apologize. I have to sound weird like this, but I could not be here another day because it really dumps the numbers in and have to build everything back up again. So
I know.
Hey, Bootsy, good to see you. Thank you for that, Sleuther75. That is so very much appreciated.
Nice.
Soup bud. Yes, thank you. Very sweet of you.
You gonna try to get an antibiotic?
I don't have any idea how. I've been trying to look into it. I can't get into the doctors because they want to. My normal doctor, such a joke. When I lost the insurance, there's no, can I bill this later? Something like that. They want it up front. Any kind of a copay. I was like, wow, you guys are awesome. Okay. So it is what it is. I wish I had one. I need one because if it gets in here too much, you guys won't see me. I'll be gone. It will put me in the hospital, and who knows? They'll probably keep me in the hospital overnight and then send me out and put me on the street because I don't have enough money for it. This big pharma shit really pisses me off. It's really that bad to these people. It's nuts.
Yep.
So, how you been? Sorry about that.
Good. Good. Busy.
Good. Yeah, they won't do that, Yamon. I've tried every option you can think of over the past 24 hours. They won't do anything. I can go in, I have to pay the upfront copay thing and then go from there. I just can't do it. Where'd it go? I have exactly what y'all have. It legit is the exact. Yeah, it sucks bad. This is what the worst part is. It's like, it's weird because when I fall asleep or something like that, it breaks up. As soon as I wake up, it closes right back up again. It's like, what the hell's going on? Thank you, SRB. I appreciate that, Ed. Yeah, anybody that donates towards the channel today, thank you guys so very much. We don't expect it, guys, but I promise you, anyone that does, God bless, because every bit of it's going towards whatever the hell I can get to get this dealt with. So thank you. No, that's true. They don't. It's sad too. People don't exist. Only money. So anyway, have you seen this new interview, Kim?
Who is it? The Goncalveses?
Yeah, with Brian Etten.
Oh, I don't know if I saw that one. Is it like past couple days? Past day or so?
Yeah. This was put out 10 hours ago.
Oh no, then I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that tagline that I put up there in the title, it says, "Get out of the way, Hippler." He actually literally says that. I was like, wow.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Thank you, Jamie Sue. Number 3 towards that goal. I don't know who number 2 was. I'll find it though. I'm so sorry I missed it. Yeah, I was like, wow. Oh, Sleuthers 75 again. Thank you so much for that, dear. You guys are awesome.
I started a little series. I just started it, but why we keep talking about the case. I'm on reason number 2. I'm probably gonna have 100.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are 100 or more.
Or more. Yep.
Yes, I like your background. That looks cool.
Thanks. I know it's backwards, but I couldn't flip it.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I was rushing.
I wouldn't even have noticed that unless you'd have told me. Hey, Bootsy, welcome to the sauce. Congratulations. Thank you for jumping in with us. Very much appreciated. Try Mullen. What is Mullen? Hey, Kim.
Aw.
I don't know what Mullen is.
Oh, Mullen. I've seen they have those like nicotine-free things that you can puff on now, and some of them are filled with Mullen, and it's supposed to actually, like not only help you stop smoking, but like clean your lungs, like
That would be amazing.
like, heal them. So I'm sure Mullen's probably like an herb or something.
I will look into it. Definitely will look into it. No, I don't think it is backwards, Kim. It looks perfect.
Okay, good. It looks backwards to me.
Oh, thank you guys so very much. Number 4 already on that goal. You guys rock.
My computer's been acting goofy. Like all of a sudden it wasn't reading it wasn't allowing access to my microphone and speakers. So I had to get into settings and so I don't know how they got changed. So weird.
That's wild.
I always grate raw garlic, like 4 or 5 cloves, and eat it on toast. And man, woo, that'll clear you right up. But
really?
it's also it's a natural, like antiviral, antibacterial. It's hot. It's like spicy hot. Like
yeah.
You'll feel it, but
I had something I was thinking about trying. I just can't handle heat stuff anymore. But I have hot honey here. It's got cayenne pepper in it, and I thought about putting that in some tea and seeing if that would maybe open something up, but I just can't do that much of it. Thank you so much, Troy. God bless. And Tara Lee, thank you again. Number 6. For those of you that are doing that with the guys, I appreciate you guys more than you have any idea. But if you're donating anything to try to help me with this, You would have to send it through the PayPal, Venmo, or the Cash App because I won't get those super chats till next month. And at that point, I'll probably be a big ball of mucus at that time. So it wouldn't be worth it then for you guys anyway. So, but thank you so much. God bless. You guys are amazing and I love you guys so much. Yeah, I'm afraid to try this hot honey stuff, Kim. I really am because I have a bad, reaction to like hot, spicy stuff nowadays because I used to eat so much of it and it tore up my stomach. So,
Yeah.
and it sucks because I love it. It's good. But I
Do
thought
you have just raw honey? Just
nope,
raw.
ran
like
out of it.
raw?
You're out of that too. Hot peppermint Jolly Rancher cinnamon candy. Oh wow. Okay.
I'm
Thank you
telling
so
you,
much,
try
bro.
the garlic. Try the garlic.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Thank you so much, Turkey Creek. You're amazing. God bless. Christine Hurd, thank you very much. Appreciated. God bless. You guys are awesome. All right, guys. So we're gonna check out this. We're like number 8 already, guys. That's insane. We've only been live for 5 minutes. Very much appreciated. And Moonflower, congrats and happy anniversary to you on 10 months. I think it's been longer than that, but thank you so much, Moonflower. We appreciate you very much. God bless all of you guys. They're so very sweet. I appreciate you so much. I love garlic, so that probably wouldn't be a big deal for me. I used to eat raw garlic, like literally once a day. I would get up.
Oh,
Well, I would pre-cut it and all that stuff into little pieces, and I'd put it in a Ziploc. And I'd have a little piece every day. Every morning, I would eat it raw. So,
oh wow, yeah. Then you'll be able to handle it. Just warn your wife.
yeah, she's already used to it. She married an Italian. She expects these types of things, she said. So.
I have to tell Carlos, I'm sorry, I have to do it because
Right.
it just, you smell like it all day.
Yes. Vicks doesn't seem to help me. I have some here and it didn't work. Crud Dog, thank you, my friend, so very much. Pharmacy, CVS has Minute Clinic and online. I'll have to check that out. Thank you, Murky. Good to see you today. God, you guys are amazing. We just hit 10. You guys, 10. You guys should be getting confetti or something. I think that's what happens. So, thank you, and I'll have to do this thing. All right. That was amazing. Jesus. And fast. You guys are amazing. Thank you. So, if you have seen it, please bear with me, but we're going to try to discuss it. I'm going to try to at least. Kim might be doing most of the talking on this one because, I sound like a weirdo. This interview was put out 10 hours ago. Brian Etten did this, and they're talking about multiple suspect theory, body staging, anger over the documents from the Goncalves, so on and so forth. So,
okay,
it's interesting to that point. And at some point, he does say, "If you're not in it for the victims, then get out of the way, Hippler." And I was like, "Oh, well, okay." It's a little late for that, but say what you got to say, bud. And it's probably about an hour long, guys, so bear with me, and we will break it down. If you guys want me to stop while we're going through it to talk about things there, or we can watch the whole thing and then go back through and break it down, whatever's easiest for you guys. So you let me know. I'll probably throw a poll or two out here too, just so you know. So anything about this or to add to this before we go forth with it, Miss Kim?
And because I have not seen it, so I'm curious to see how far Steve's into questioning things.
Good point. Very good point. I wish I still drank, Kim, or I'd have had one of those, 2 or 3 of those already. But I don't know. All right. It's like 288 peeps in here, guys. Please make sure to hit that like button and share this out. Yeah. Bear with it. The first half of this is kind of hard to work up to before they even get to it. But then once they get going, it's interesting. So, all right. Let's check it out. Hold on. Something happened over here. This combined somehow, and I don't like that. Let me pull this down. There we go. Alrighty. If you guys have trouble hearing something or any issues like that, please let me know.
You know it's not sharing yet, right?
No, I did not know that. It was. It must have bounced out again. This stupid thing. Hold on. Sorry. Thank you for letting me know that. Very much appreciated.
I wasn't going to let you go too long.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. I really, really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. I really appreciate all the
Is that better?
Yep, perfect.
support. In this episode, I am getting into the latest with these Bryan Kohberger documents that have been released. Basically, the judge has slowly been releasing all of these documents that were sealed. We now know what the defense experts were going to say. We know what the prosecution's experts were going to say. All of these things about the possibility of another suspect, which we now know isn't true, but the defense was going to argue that. Also, just the terrible autopsy specifics. I'm going to talk in this episode. I've got Kaylee Goncalves' parents, Christy and Steve. They're going to join me, and we're going to go over some of the latest, also what they've been through. They're very, very upset about the state releasing photos. And I'm going to get their reaction to that, and also to what's in some of these new documents and just how they've been doing, and go over the latest on all of it with you. There's been a lot of developments in the last week and a half or so. So I'll get into all of it in this episode of Brian Anthony. Hey guys, all right, so I'm going to talk to Kaylee Goncalves' parents in a little bit in this episode, Christy and Steve Goncalves. But first, I want to go through all of the newest documents that came out. These all came out as part of the judge slowly unsealing all of the records related to the case, to the Bryan Kohberger case. Remember, so much of it was under wraps. There was this gag order, and it was frustrating covering the whole thing because felt like every other record was sealed. But slowly, both sides have been reviewing the records, and they are becoming unsealed. So I went through the 155 pages and highlighted the things that I found the most interesting and that I thought were new. Keep in mind, there's a lot here from defense experts. There's two experts that I'm going to talk about here. There's Dr. Sutton, who's the prosecution expert, and then there's Dr. Turvey, who is the defense expert. And keep in mind, there's all sorts of defense theories, and it's interesting because we now know if there were a trial, what Bryan Kohberger's defense team would have presented. So that's interesting. But just keep in mind that, Bryan Kohberger did plead guilty. He admitted to doing this. I was in the courtroom when he admitted to this, and police have said that he is the only perpetrator. And again, he has admitted to it, and he's been sentenced to life behind bars without the possibility of parole. So just sort of keep that in mind as I go through these things, because I know there's so many people, not so many, but there's a lot of people out there. I think I said so many because they seem to get a lot of attention, but they call them the pro-burgers, who, don't believe that Bryan is responsible and have been really zeroing in a lot. And
You see the face he made when he said that, and he was like he was confused, like he didn't know that. He probably created the term, to be honest with you, just like he does. It's so ridiculous.
And we get a lot of attention. We get a lot of from who?
Yeah, right.
Ooh, and he keeps saying, I can see where he's going, because he's like, just remember he pled guilty. Just remember he didn't plead guilty. He took a plea deal. There's a difference. He
accepted the charges of the plea deal. That's right.
Yes. And I have a feeling he's saying that because nothing else matches, right? And he knows that. He knows that.
And he also tried to say talking about the theory of multiple suspects and so on. And we know that's not true. But you're wrong, buddy, because all the rest of your people are starting to say it. When you get to jump on board there, I know you can't reach it yet, Brian, but get a little step stool and hop up on the wagon with everybody else that's coming in backpedaling to say the same thing. Come on.
Yeah.
Maybe Officer Payne and you can build like a bridge together since you're both so little. You could put yourselves together and make one big person. Come on, Brian. Stop lying already, buddy. There's Lucy. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Mrs. Gambino's in the house.
Hi,
We just started, Miss Gambino. Don't worry. You don't have to go back too far. Tiggy, welcome to you. Hemi. Yeah, they became personal friends. They do dinner and stuff now. And don't mind me if I come off irritated. It's probably because I am, because I'm very miserable. So any little thing he says is probably going to jack me sideways. So just be prepared. Anyway, here we go.
In on a lot of these defense theories. But I just want to say again, Brian Kohberger pled guilty, admitted to the crimes. He could have had a trial. He could have told his lawyer, I want to go to trial, and there would have been a trial, and he could have claimed that he was innocent, but he did not do that. So I just think it's...
Hey, Rach, JP, Bootsy, a Rhode Island housewife. I see some of you guys just now popping in here. Sunny Soul. I think I got every. If I didn't, I will catch up with you guys. I promise you.
Something important to remember as we go through all these new documents. First thing I want to start with is the details of the autopsies are now public. We knew that it was a brutal, just awful attack. But I guess, didn't realize just how brutal until I read through these details. And some of this stuff is difficult to listen to. I'm, of course, not going to show any of the crime scene photos. There were the new crime scene photos that were released, and that's something more that I'll talk to the Goncalveses about. I don't really see the point in showing more of those photos. We showed them initially, but at this point, it's just, there's no point. So I'm not going to show any photos here, but I am going to read you through some of the injuries just because I think it shows the brutality of the crime in a way that we didn't really know before. So I'll start with Kaylee Goncalves' autopsy. Cause of death, multiple sharp force injuries, which we knew that was the cause of death. What we didn't know is all of these details. So stab and incised wounds of the scalp, face, and neck. There were 24 plus of those. So over 24 stab wounds of the scalp, face, and neck. Stab wounds of the chest. There were 11. Just think about how many times he stabbed these kids. 24 to the scalp, face, and neck, 11 times to the chest. Stab wounds to the upper extremities, 3. Punctures of the outer table of the skull, injuries to the teeth and tongue, perforations of the subclavian artery and vein, hemorrhage into the chest cavities. Blunt force injuries include scalp laceration, bleeding around the brain, nasal fracture, scrapes on the nose and cheeks, bruising around the eyes, patterned bruises extending across the lower face. There were hemorrhages in the eyes and mouth. And then the blood alcohol concentration was 0.107. So just a really, really disturbing amount of stab wounds on Kaylee Goncalves. For Madison Mogen, again, the official cause of death was multiple sharp force injuries. Stab wounds to the scalp, face, and neck. There were 13. Stab wounds to the chest. There were 5. Wounds at the upper extremities. There were 10. Wounds on the lung and liver. There were perforations, the veins, artery, and blood vessels of the chest wall. Blood alcohol concentration on Maddie was 0.282. Also, there was an incision of the nasal septum. There was a perforation of the tongue. Oh gosh, and there was fluid in the lower airwaves. So that was Maddie. Xanacronodal, again, official cause of death was multiple sharp force injuries. Stab and incisive wounds of the scalp, face, and neck, there were 23. Stab wounds of the chest, there were 7. Stab wounds of the abdomen, there were 4. Puncture wounds to the back, there were 3. Wounds of the upper extremities, there were 25. Wounds of the lower extremities, 5. Punctures of the outer table of the skull, perforations of the jugular vein, heart, lung, and pulmonary blood vessels, hemorrhages into the chest cavities, wounds extending into the bones of the right hand, scrapes and bruise of the face, torso, and extremities, a blood alcohol concentration 0.229. Just awful. Ethan Chapin, again, the official cause of death was multiple sharp force injuries. Stab wounds of the scalp, face, and neck, there were 4. Stab wounds of the upper chest, there was 1. Incisive wounds on the upper extremities, 6. Stab wounds of the lower extremities, 6. Perforations of the jugular vein, subclavian vein, and subclavian artery. So I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think I mispronounced that before. Blood alcohol concentration of 0.122, amphetamine level 260 ng/ml. So all 4 of the victims had an unbelievable amount of stab wounds. And we knew this was a brutal crime, but I think when you hear that, you realize just how brutal and awful it was. They described the positioning of the bodies, which is interesting. The bodies of Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogen were reportedly discovered in the bedroom assigned to Madison Mogen. Miss Mogen was located on the south side of the bed, closest to the closet opening, and Miss Goncalves was located on the north side of the bed, closest to the wall. Both are covered with a beige comforter. A white fleece item, which appears to be a blanket, is lying at the foot of the bed. Madison Mogen and Kaylee Goncalves are lying on their backs. Miss Goncalves is partially lying on top of the right arm, right shoulder, and upper torso of Miss Mogen, as depicted in one of these photos, which is blacked out, obviously. The posture and proximity of the bodies of Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogen can be visualized. When the comforter is removed, no blood is noted on the bottoms or tops of their feet, indicating that they were not upright or moving about the area after the bloodletting injuries were inflicted. So they weren't like standing up, walking around the room or trying to fight back standing up. According to this, it appears they were just, in the laying down position. According to their respective autopsy reports, no bloodletting injuries were reported below the waist or on their backs of either Miss Goncalves or Miss Mogen. The lack of blood on the front of her sleeping pants for Kaylee Goncalves further supports the conclusion that Miss Goncalves never stood upright after the bloodletting injuries to her upper body were inflicted. So basically, there were a lot of theories that like a lot of fighting back, or that Kaylee may have stood up in the room. According to this report, she never stood up. Then they talk about where the knife sheath was, the location of the brown object in the vicinity of the lower left back and or thigh of Madison Mogen is indicated by a yellow oval. The object was later identified as a brown knife sheath, and the back of the knife sheath is exposed. We've all seen pictures of the knife sheath by now. On the knife sheath, they found Kaylee Goncalves DNA profile matches for Kaylee Goncalves' DNA, Madison Mogen, and then DNA from Brian Koberger was identified on the front strap of the knife sheath, which I've obviously been reporting for a long time. That was really, I would argue, the prosecution's main piece of evidence. Obviously, there was the camera footage of his car coming and going. There was the cell phone data, but his DNA is on the knife sheath, which we knew, but I just want to reemphasize that again. So when it comes to Xana, this says that there was blood on the bottoms of her feet, and the observation indicates that Xanacronodal was moving about and stepping into liquid blood after bloodletting injuries had occurred. So this is kind of disturbing to think about, but unlike with Kaylee and Maddie, where they're saying that there's no evidence that they stood up, for Xana, it's the opposite. This expert is claiming that it appears that she was stepping into liquid blood after the injuries had occurred. So Xana was with it enough to stand up. Although there is physical evidence to support that Ms. Kernodle was moving about within her bedroom, there is no physical evidence to indicate that she ever moved beyond this room once she was bleeding heavily. But again, it's still just sort of awful to think about the fact that she apparently was moving around the room and was with it enough to move around the room. So according to the prosecution's expert, there is no physical evidence to exclude a single perpetrator causing the death of these 4 individuals. So the prosecutor's expert says that there is no chance of more than one perpetrator, which is what police have said all along. You'll see in a second, the defense expert has a different theory on that. The comprehensive search of Brian Kohberger's vehicle did not locate any blood or specific evidence in connection with the events that took place at 1122 King Road. So we knew that. They searched his car extensively. You've seen the pictures where they tore it all apart, and they found no evidence related back to the crimes. Same with his apartment in Pullman, Washington, at Washington State University. What I go back to here is if anyone knew how to clean up a car and an apartment and to take precautions to make sure that there was no DNA or blood left behind, it would be Brian Kohberger. He got his master's in criminology and he was getting his PhD in criminology. Where he got his master's in criminology in Pennsylvania, they have a whole like fake crime scene that they study, like a fake crime scene house. I know he was online for most of his classes. I don't know if he went in the fake crime scene house, but my point is, if anyone knew how to clean this up perfectly, it would have been Brian Kohberger, which would explain why they didn't locate any blood or specific evidence in his car or in his apartment. But that came up here in some of these documents.
This is so ridiculous. Hold on a minute, you guys. Thank you so much, Kat, for that. That's amazing. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm trying to fix something here. I'm sorry. Any thoughts so far, Kim?
I just think he's going against what the actual reports say. Like, you can't sit there and say there's no evidence of any other perpetrators in the house. Exactly. There is other unknown male DNA on the sheet.
Yes.
On the sheet. In other places in the house. Under Maddie's fingernails, I thought.
Yeah. And we're watching, or not watching. My God, I'm sorry, you guys. My brain is not in full function mode. Looking at the crime scene photographs that came out, okay, you could look at Xana's bedroom and say, no, there's not one person that did that. That's just my opinion. But for me, when I first saw the photographs, I said, that kind of wrote it in stone for me that this was done by way more than one person. Okay. At least at the minimum, I'm going to say at least 2. Okay. At least 2. So that being said, you're ignoring that fact altogether.
There's a lot of situational things in this crime that would require more than one person.
Yes.
Depends on how you look at the different situations, but if you're trying to explain like how, if it's not Kaylee actually herself in the living room, then how did her blood get in the living room? Someone went in the living room with a weapon that dripped her blood. So yeah, there's a lot of things like that. And just because he's mainstream media and he says it with authority, then he's correct and we're all crazy.
And that's okay that he can believe that. But I'm kind of glad that they're doing this. Because at some point you're going to look like the blooming idiot that you are by making these statements. And then what are you going to do when like the family comes forward one of these days finally and says, you know what? There's multiple people. Do you want a spatula to scrape the egg off your face, or do you want to just put your face in the frying pan and fry the whole thing up? Because that's exactly what I'm looking for at this point, because that's what's coming. Tthank you, Alice. And Kat, thank you so much for that, hon. I appreciate you very much. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I know he's always soft spoken, like he's always pretty calm when he talks, but he's almost he almost has an extra level of like I'm almost wondering, is he starting to like not believe what he's saying?
I mean, I would. Just saying. um, just saying. Just saying.
Mm.
I agree. Anyway. All right, I'm just checking on you to make sure. What an idiot. Yeah. Well, hey, here's the thing is they can't come right out because they know they would look like idiots and say, well, guys, there's this, there's this, there's this. And everybody's going to go, well, why didn't you say that 3 years ago? Why did you say this instead? They got to protect their narrative for, at least for a little bit longer, in my opinion, to make it look good, you know? So we'll see. But he's doing it the wrong way. You already look like a fool. So go ahead. I hope Ashley does it. I hope Nasty Disgrace does it. I hope Anjanette does it. I'm even irritated with Vinny anymore. You guys know that. And I love Vinny. I hope they all come back out and do it at least the right way. And we'll see if they stop making the lies keep coming out like they were.
None of them have commented on the car. Like he still made the comment that like, oh, they have the car in the area. Like, are we the only ones looking at that stuff? They don't hear anybody. I mean, obviously they're aware of channels on here questioning.
They're probably not allowed to talk about it.
That's true.
That's my opinion, at least. At least not on the networks. Welcome, Karen. Yeah, I think Anjanette's starting to maybe ask some questions that she wasn't before. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see. No fog lights, tinted windows, 2-door car. Let's talk about that one, Brian.
Well, and you would think that along with interviewing the parents, a lot of times mainstream media and Nancy Grace, like she'll have the different experts on. Why haven't they had a timing advance expert on? Why haven't they had a cell tower expert on?
Because it'll go against the narrative they've been pushing.
I know, because Brian even mentioned, the car and the cell tower data. Well, the cell tower data doesn't pinpoint your exact location. And the other. Can I add an extra thought in here and just talking about that? Now that we know that they had the timing advance data for Maddie and Xana, why were we fed the narrative that they didn't know where Xana and Ethan were all night? They knew. They've known ever since they got that back. They know exactly where they were.
I agree.
To the T, probably.
Yep. Down to the second, too.
But they've never put it anywhere. It's not in any documents that I've seen.
Right.
That's weird.
It is very weird. I agree with you. For sure. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Like I said, they're kind of doing their own thing and doing themselves in with this kind of shit, in my opinion. So I'm just going to sit back and watch with my hands crossed and clap when it's over. Okay. That's about where I'm at with it at this point, guys. So, yeah.
Yeah.
On we go. On we go.
Documents. Regarding secondary footwear transfers, there are no visible footwear transfers associated with any of the possible exits from the scene. Even though it can be established that the perpetrator left the scene, they did so without leaving visible footwear transfer stains. Again, just something interesting to think about. They didn't find any footprints belonging to Brian Kohberger. Or at least visible footwear transfers is what they call them. Again, goes back to the guy knew how to pull this off. I mean, if it wasn't for him leaving behind the knife sheath, I would say it could have been the perfect crime. No, because of the surveillance video of him driving by in his own car. But still, I mean, he made a big mistake leaving behind that knife sheath. But you can tell through all of these documents how meticulous he was in other ways, not getting any blood in his car or apartment or cleaning it up perfectly. And then also no visible footwear transfers. So this is from Dr. Turvey, who is the defense expert. Says, The evidence suggests that after both victims were killed or unresponsive, they were posed in their shared bed. Kaylee was moved from a position with her head on her pillow to partially atop of Madison. Then the comforter was placed over them both. So the defense expert seems to believe that they were posed in the bed. There's been no evidence of that based on the police or investigators saying that. It says posing is a possibility, but not a determination that can be made to the exclusion of other explanations for their positioning. Dr. Turvey, who is the defense expert, says, this refers to intentionally arranging the scene for effect. In the present case, the bodies of Kaylee and Madison were posed together after the lethal attack suffered by both, and then they were covered together with a comforter. Kaylee was moved from a position with her head on her pillow to partially atop of Madison. Again, that's just what the defense expert says. We don't know if they were actually posed, but this is the first time that I have heard sort of posing come up as a theory. This is the defense expert, I believe, that says indirect evidence includes the absence of bloody transfer from feet and hands, despite the movement of suspects within the home, the necessary opening of doors, and the absence of bloody footwear patterns at the scene in general. All of this would have required an excessive amount of time at the scene to clean, perhaps hours, which is inconsistent with the state's theory that these crimes were committed within a time frame interval less than 15 to 20 minutes. So the defense expert was going to argue that there's no way you could have done all of this in 15 to 20 minutes and done it all without leaving behind any evidence of, footwear stains, blood transfers, that kind of thing. Again, we know that Brian Koberger did it because he admitted to it. And in terms of how exactly he pulled it off so quickly and exactly which way he went in and out of the house, he's probably the only person that can really tell the full story of that. So we may never know. Dr. Turvey says it is not reasonable to think that Ethan would have remained in his bed after waking up or being awoke while Xana was being attacked in front of him. This evidence and context begin to suggest the existence of a second attacker. So Dr. Turvey, the expert for the defense, was going to bring up the idea of the possibility of a second attacker. Again, there's no evidence of a second attacker. Police have made clear there wasn't a second attacker. Brian Koberger has never said there was a second attacker and is the only person who admitted to these crimes. But it is interesting to see that this is something, if there had been a trial, that this would have been a theory that they would have brought up. At least 2 suspects were involved in this attack, Dr. Turvey says. This is indicated by the fact that multiple weapons were used against Kaylee, that multiple types of lethal force were used against Kaylee, and that Ethan and Xana appear to have been attacked at the same time. This is inconsistent with the state's theory that these crimes were committed solely by one individual. So if there had been a trial, it sounds like one of Ann Taylor's big theories here would have been that Brian Koberger could not have done it alone. Granted, we now know that he did, and we may never know exactly how he pulled it off, but he has admitted to it. So let's see. The knife sheath was staged.
Do you notice how he keeps coming back trying to add that's not possible, that's not there, that's not, but that wasn't said, this isn't right, that's wrong. He keeps still trying to run that narrative behind this, even though it's being stated by others that,
Yeah.
This is also the same guy that created a narrative by saying, did anybody else get arrested, when it was never stated. So he's a liar. Just remember that, folks.
So then there's also this other debate about whether or not the knife sheath was staged where it was found. Dr. Turvey reports that the knife sheath was staged for the following reasons. Crime scene staging refers to an attempt to confuse or misdirect law enforcement. The sheath was found precariously placed just slightly under the body of Madison Mogen and partially covered by the comforter that was placed atop the midsection of her body by the suspect. It could not have fallen accidentally into this location. So that's what Dr. Turvey says. And again, just an eye into what the defense may have been, that the bodies were staged, the knife sheath was staged, was Brian Koberger set up? Again, none of this, it's interesting to look back on for those of us who followed the case so closely, but none of it really matters now because Brian Koberger admitted to the crimes. And again, he didn't have to do that. So I was there. I was in the courtroom when he confessed. Sutton, who is the expert for the prosecution, says the sheath could have become trapped under Madison Mogen's body when she moved her left leg out of the bed. If she were hurriedly moving her left leg, she would not have taken time to move the comforter, in which case the sheath would be trapped between the comforter and the bed. So that's sort of how the prosecution was going to come back and combat that argument that the whole thing was staged, that the knife sheath was staged. So I think this is really, this last 150-page document dump, there may be more coming, but we've seen a lot. I mean, the judge has unsealed a lot. Idaho State Police released hundreds of new crime scene photos, including from inside the house. You guys might remember this. This was a couple of weeks ago. The families were very, very upset. Then ISP actually pulled them off the website. There was one photo where you could see at least one of the victims. And it was pretty terrible. And the families, rightfully so, were like, what the heck? Like, why would you just release these photos? So again, I'm not going to show any of those photos, but when I would go through when I read you those autopsy details, I mean, it's just brutal. So I want to talk to Kaylee's parents now about the latest of everything, all of these new documents, everything they're going through. I want to talk to Kaylee's parents, Christy and Steve Goncalves. I went through all the new documents, obviously, that were released, and I think people do forget that, you know, the expert hired by the defense team, like that was their job to come up with other theories. And at the end, I mean, Brian Koberger, well, we were both in the courtroom, pled guilty, admitted to the murders. So what do you make of these people that are really hanging on to?
No, he didn't. Keep saying it that way, buddy. It doesn't change what happened, but you can say it all you want there, Proto.
You know, these other theories that are now floating around.
You know, I'm not really sure why they're still hanging on there. I mean, I don't know why they're trying to fight for him when he didn't fight for himself and neither is his own family. So why are these people out here, you know, trying to, you know, make this a different story than what it is?
Because we're trying to get real justice for your child, Ms. Goncalves. That's truly what the reason is. Okay. And because we don't want to see the wrong person go to prison for the rest of their life and possibly have this happen to another person. So that's why we're still holding on to this as well. You should be, in my opinion, too. But just saying.
Yeah, because the facts that we're seeing don't match what they said happened to a lot of them, to a lot of people.
I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. You're right, Kim. Pretty simple. If it does not show what you're saying it's supposed to show, what are we supposed to just say? Well, it doesn't make sense, but go ahead. That's okay.
Yeah, like if there were fog lights on all the white cars, if there was no other unknown man DNA in the house, if there were bloody footprints throughout the house,
right.
We probably wouldn't have anything to keep. We wouldn't keep talking about it.
We wouldn't be talking about it, period. This is not just for joy and fun. I'm not enjoying this when I have these conversations after 3 years. I just want to see what really happened to your child and make sure that they get real justice. That's all. It's awful curious how they don't trust Bill Thompson, but they trust they had the right. Thank you. That's a good point. They contradict themselves. All due respect to them. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but they've contradicted themselves in many, many ways. That's why some of this interview is wild to me, because of some of the things they say. The state expert claimed BK could disrobe in seconds to avoid transfer. Oh, okay. Sure. Their expert must have been from ITT Technical College or something then, because that makes no sense. Anybody that's an expert that would say something like that, that's a joke. But okay. Just like the kill kit. Yeah, another one.
I don't know if it's just lack of knowledge, just really not knowing the details, maybe being just very close-minded and this warped sense of mind,
It's the opposite.
That's exactly the opposite. And what you're doing, Christy, you're the one that's being closed-minded, and it's the opposite of lack of knowledge. That's what you guys have, it seems.
Steve is looking off to the sides, like watch his eyeballs. And when you I do that all the time. If you watch my videos, my eyeballs will go off to the side because I'm trying to remember what I want to say.
Right.
I've seen body experts say that that's what you do when you're trying to think of something or remember something. Yeah, I think he does too.
So do I.
Thinks differently.
I think that's been that way for a while too. So I'll just put that out there.
you could read both sides of the documents, this expert and this expert. Maybe they're just cherry picking what they want to fit their theory, to fit their analogy of what happened. Their speculation, because we know for a long time, it was pure speculation because there was the gag order. We were all grasping at straws. You know what I'm saying? We all had little bits and pieces. And it just created a perfect storm. And it's like this petri dish, and all that's left is just the nothing but bacteria that just continues to grow, it needs a big dose antibiotic.
Yeah.
Heavy duty.
So Shannon was like, I was a little upset with the way that the plea deal went. And I felt like it wasn't quite, I didn't want to fight this battle for the rest of my life.
A little upset? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to fight this for the rest of my life, and I thought that more could be done. One thing Shannon did say was, Steve, that when somebody pleads for a mass murder and waives their right, never in the history have they ever had it overturned and got a retrial. So a mass murder and then waiving your...
I don't think that's a true statement.
I don't either at all. But okay, I will look into it just to see, guys. Never in history has anybody ever had their case overturned. Right. Okay. All right. No problem, Steve.
They can go watch my videos. I've been highlighting plea deals that have ended up being exonerated. There are cases.
He's talking about a mass murderer. Well, I'm making sure I'm notating this because I'm gonna go.
Mass murder.
I mean, it could be.
Mine might not be more than one person.
I don't think that's true though, because I'm pretty sure that I've covered cases. I think I'll look into it, but we'll just let it be what it is for right now.
Yep.
Your rights to
the
appeal means he goes away. Even though I thought without the details of him saying whether the murder weapon was and different things was going to leave it open for people to, play these games in the true crime communities. So I think I'm right, but maybe in the reality of things, he's never going to get an appeal. That's not realistic. His DNA is in the crime scene, and he's never going to ever be. If he gets an appeal, then the whole world gets an appeal. All of America.
Here, let me light that gas on fire for you. This is insane. I mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful to him or her, but what?
Well, they probably don't understand all the different ways there are to get appeals.
Wow. Then the whole world's got to get him, huh? Because Brian gets one. A lot of exaggeration here, bud.
Cases get opened up and you have DNA at the ground. Literally, what are you saying? You're going to say you're going to open up every single case, because that's really what you would be doing. You'd be setting a precedent. So
precedent, not a president, but yes. Here's the thing. I have no qualms with them going back and re-looking at every fucking case that Bill Thompson's ever touched at this point. 30 plus years, and you've only been to court twice, 3 times. That should tell everybody something. The man should never be in a courtroom. Thank you, Stephen, very much. Appreciate that, brother. No, don't worry, bro. Thank you, though. I appreciate your support, you being here, and I appreciate that. Looks like that's number 1 or 2 towards our new goal. Thank you so much. I can't talk. That's one thing I can't do. Sorry. Yeah, and I appreciate you being part of this space, my friend. Yeah, this is definite gaslighting. I'm sorry. All due respect to the Goncalves. And again, you guys, you know that I'm not after them. I'm here because I want to help them, because I feel horrible for what they've been through. They don't want us to help because the way we're doing it is not what they want. They want us, they would love our help as long as we would sit here and say, yeah, Brian did this by himself. Sure. And I'd love to say that if you could show me some fucking proof of it, but you never have been able to. You can't show them proof of it. And my last and final reasoning for that is because there isn't any. They've never showed any of it. They never will, because they don't have it. Same reason why they didn't allow Brian to speak on it, because he doesn't know anything, because he wasn't there.
Have we seen the Amazon receipt yet?
Not one bit of it, Kim. Nothing.
I just have to laugh.
Very simple little things could be done right now. They could show simple things. They're not doing it because it doesn't exist. Yes, I know.
In fact, they've said the opposite. Like Bill Thompson has said, we can't put him at the house.
That's a good point. Somebody else has said that. What are they trying to get in front of? I'm starting to see something coming, I think. Okay. I think there's something. I think Howard Blum started this. And I told you guys, watch. The bandwagon is going to go trolling through town, and people are going to jump on, jump off, jump on, jump off. There's going to be some changes coming. Something is coming. Be prepared, because this always happens. And I'm almost going to guarantee that we're going to see a few more interviews like this. Thank you, Michelle.
Well, and Howard Bloom maybe has a little sneak peek at that.
Yeah,
because he does have sources, obviously, probably within law enforcement too.
I agree with that, and I think he probably does have some insight into something that we may not have at this point. Well, I don't know. We'll see. There's something else too that came. Did you guys see Jules' video and True Crime Designs video the other day about the LLC thing with these guys? We're not going to get into it today unless you guys really absolutely want to, but are you guys
kidding? I know what you're talking about.
I'll be right back.
Aaron Hernandez was posthumously exonerated? I didn't know that. Ooh, I gotta look into that. I followed that. I didn't follow it in real time, but I've listened to podcasts about that one. That was a crazy one. I'm gonna have to tell that story. I'm gonna tell that story one day. Someone wrote it. I'll have to confirm. I didn't know that. Who said it? Moonflower. Moonflower said it. Hi, Moonflower. Am I too loud, too quiet, just right with my mic? Oh, a book that Kaylee had on her bed table, How to Do the Work. That's the title of the book. Interesting. Is that? Let me know if that was the title, Kim Barnier.
I'm here. I'm sorry. That was actually my wife. She had to go to my daughter's and asked if there was anything we needed. And I said, absolutely. I need you to dope me up and get rid of this. Anyway.
Good.
So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it will help. So yeah, this is kind of a joke, you guys. It really kind of is. And again, I kind of feel bad. I almost feel like after watching True Crime Design and Jules's video, what do you guys think? And I'm not trying to be mean to them. And I know, Kim, you're kind of on the side with this, so you don't have to answer this question.
Yeah.
But I know how you don't want to be part of certain things, and I truly, fully respect that. But do you guys think that these two know a lot more than they have put out there that they know? Do you think that, yeah, Jules put it in a certain, there's Miss Busy. Good to see you, darling. Guys, keep Busy in your thoughts and prayers. Busy's going through a rough time right now, and she's still in here. I don't expect to see her in here, but she's having a hard time right now. Just make sure that you let her know that we're all thinking about her and supporting her, if you will, please and thank you. I really appreciate that, guys.
Yep. Hi, Busy.
One second. Again, I'm sorry.
You're good. Let's see. Awesome Vintage. I see your question. Anybody know if he steam cleaned his car after the fact? I know they said it was vacuumed really well. I don't know about steam cleaning.
So my question was, do you guys think, I'm going to do a poll at some point too, that they know a lot more than they put out that they know? You know, Jules has, based on what she said, and I respect the hell out of Jules, that they're playing games with people in some aspect. And I got to wonder, it's kind of sick if that's the truth, but it is what it is. You see it how you do and you don't. I am starting to wonder if they truly do know more than they have put out that they know. Again, this is opinion, folks. It doesn't mean anything. They actually speak on this, and that's what made me bring that back to mind. Like, is that real? Is that true? So.
Oh, okay.
Just saying. It's almost like I have to reiterate, I don't know what's going on. It's what they're saying in some senses, to make people remember, we don't know this. We didn't know. It's not our fault. We don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's all. Love you, Fizzy. I hope you're doing all right, hun.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
You see Meg's poll question?
So if my phone goes in the toilet, Meg, how am I gonna? I have no way to talk to you. Then what are you gonna do?
People who just, it seems like they forget that his DNA is on the knife sheath.
Well, and that's another part.
But it's okay to forget that the other DNA that's on the knife sheath. What about that, Frodo? What about that? Quit closing your eyes, weirdo. You look weird. That's not talked about, though. Just saying.
That's another part that they explained, and they did a really good job. Is they said it, Steve, it's not just there. So we know people would say that they dropped that.
It was planted.
But it was aspirated. So there's aspirated blood from, unfortunately, our daughter and Maddie. But that means it was under pressure. That means that the droplets were, to be technical, it was an aspirated. So it was under pressure. So they landed, and his DNA landed amongst that. So you couldn't just drop that sheath afterwards and still have the aspiration there. So they're like, we were going to destroy that argument that it was dropped after the fact, because you couldn't have the victim's blood in the manner that it was there. So
it wasn't like smears where they could have just.
Steve, what the hell are you talking about?
What are they talking about? Because they're tiny little pinprick.
There's 2 dots that I saw.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
That's
not I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking he's describing something like what's on the beer pong table.
Sure.
Like,
yeah. He's talking about aspirated blood, which means that it came from their mouth in like a spray. Okay. From aspirating. For those of you that don't know what that is. I'm not in the right headspace to think this today.
I know, that's what, so he's saying it couldn't have happened after because it would be already under Maddie's leg. So he's
Yeah.
saying it happened.
I'm trying to catch myself with this to make sure I'm getting it right. Hey, Kelly. He's saying that they said
The sheath must have been on the bed. It got aspirated on, and then it ended up where it did, I think is what he's saying.
the thing he's forgetting is that it wasn't Brian's blood that was on the sheath. Spam, spam, spam.
Right.
It was transfer, touch DNA. It was not blood. Jesus Christ.
When you looked at that photo of the sheath, was it kind of hanging off the bed a little bit?
It was like teetering, it looked like, on the edge of the side of the bed. Yeah.
I think that's what Anne means when she says precariously placed. Because
it does.
The odds of it ending up that way, not that it's impossible, not impossible, but
it looks like it was placed there.
Yeah, or would have fallen off. Yeah.
Right. It should have fallen off with all the wrestling around and banging and slamming around that probably should have went on in that room. How did it stay there?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I struggle with there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which Fizzy's right. He's backwards because aspiration is breathing inward and choking and gagging. So yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess I knew what he meant by it, Fizzy, but you're right. Technically, if you want to go that way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Aspirating is choking.
Because he doesn't really truly know. I know. I got it. Tig. My scream name. Good to see you. Even though Steve didn't look at new scenes. Welcome, Turkey Creek. Thrive Off Grid. All you guys jumping in here, thanks for joining us. I really love you guys. I appreciate you very much for being here. This is an interesting one, guys. Wait till he gets to the part where he goes off on Hippler. It's cute.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Smeared some on it.
But when they tell you this and then the rest of the world doesn't get to hear it, you get mad that they're getting out of their jobs. They have a job to do. And just because you make a plea deal, doesn't mean you don't have a responsibility to communicate to the rest of your community. This is what you would have done. They just say, wash my hands, I'm done. And we can't do that in our jobs. We can't just go to our coworker and say, let's make a deal. Well, what is it? Well, we don't have to do any more of our work. We're done. If we could do that, a lot of us would go to work every weekend and make deals that we could get out of our jobs. So I think we're going to try to work towards those type of things getting fixed, where you make a plea deal, but you still explain. Maybe you do a mock trial. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like, but I know it doesn't look like YouTube is going to do the trial for the next 4 years.
Well, and I think your case is unusual. I mean, it's just so watched. You know what I mean? Most people don't have to deal with what you guys have to deal with when there's a plea deal. Has anyone been bothering you guys? I mean, like Christy was saying before we got on here, this latest document dump has kind of energized some of these like pro-burger people.
Very, very, very true, Busy. That does have the option to projectile at quite a distance. That's a very true fact. What now? Outcast did a marathon and a few there noticed something from his pots. Do you see it? Yes. Do you? Something about rubber belt or something they make wetsuits. I have not seen that, Kelly. I have no idea what you mean, hon, but I will have to definitely look into it. If you guys have an idea what she's talking about, and it would make so much easier on me, send it to me. Let me know.
Yeah,
exactly
can you explain that more? Explain that more in chat.
Yes, please, because I would definitely like to see anything. I trust anything Annie puts out, so please, let me see it. What is he? I don't think he knows, Sluther. Truly, honest to God, I don't. In some aspects, I just don't.
I mean, are people bugging you guys, or do they respect you, or?
They like to throw our name out there a lot, and they like to, go back and look at old interviews or whatnot, and, call us liars about things and this and that. And And the thing is, we never lied about anything. There may have been times during the case that we have been misinformed and we spoke, misinformed information, but contrary to what, some people might or might not believe, it really doesn't matter to us, but we never intentionally lied. There's a lot of misinformation out there. So to think that at times that we didn't have misinformation would be, why are we held at this, different standard? We were all under this gag order and fighting, and people were reaching out to us on different levels, and we were vetting that stuff. Like, is this true? Is this true? That, this person is this person, this person sounds really credible, like, I think this might really be true. Oh, that is absolutely not true. And we weren't just running with everything, I'm saying, that we were getting. So,
people are very simple-minded in the true crime community. Two things can be right. So Abbott could have been told, tell them that their daughters were asleep and they were attacked. That can be true, but her not going into the details of saying that they fought back and there was there's all these details, that could be true as well. But she told us they were asleep and they were attacked and they had been drinking. So that's what we went with. So it wasn't that we're lying. It was just, that's the truth as we knew it at the moment.
At that time.
Well, we know that they were lied to. We know that.
Right, but why are you seriously defending yourself with that now? What's going on?
I blame the
And we knew
prosecutors
that
and law
Abbott lied to us
enforcement.
too.
Prosecutors and law enforcement.
Yep. So you can't call us simple-minded, and you can't degrade all of us because we knew this stuff before you did, obviously, and that kind of says something to me. So I'll leave that there.
Like things evolved and things changed. So
and that's why I was mad when I found out there was more to it. But I wasn't lying when I said that. That's exactly what it was told to me as.
For years, we had what Kathy Mabbitt told us, the coroner, on the phone, and Kaylee's death certificate. For years, that's what we had. And we never added to that. We never said that more happened to Kaylee.
And then when we got the autopsy report, we're like, we just learned all these new facts. And they're like, you guys said you already knew. So things can get confusing. And that's what happens when you lose the leadership of a courtroom with professionals that dedicate 6-7 years to be educated into these matters. And explain it
like real, a real journalist, not somebody that's sitting in their basement,
or a team of seasoned lawyers. These people are there.
Where are the real journalists?
I was gonna
Where
say,
are they?
How do you decide who is a real journalist and who's not?
Yeah, they're not asking. They're not investigating. They're just interviewing. They just do interviews.
A journalist, by all rights, is somebody that reports news to other people or writes a story reporting a situation to other people. Is there a specific, what does that mean? What, do you have to have a college degree in reporting to be a reporter now? Is that what that means? Or what is this? I mean, that was kind of weak. Sorry. And you think that Mr. Brian Itten's a real journalist too, huh? Okay.
There for a reason, because they're experts, and you can't reproduce that with just some random Joe Blow that's making. A good example of how ridiculous this is and what we've been fighting is people are getting records with our children's dead bodies in there, and the actual room, blood, guts, and all, and then they put their little watermark on it, and we're not even allowed to use it, and we don't have the original doc, so we don't know if it's even true, and we're sitting here trying to figure out, is this AI, is this real, what's going on, is this even a true thing, because we haven't been even given a copy yet, and they're not going to give us a copy, and if we go and share theirs, we're actually violating the law, even though it's our kids' freaking case. It's.
Well, we can get them, but a lot of these documents, we don't even know where they're coming from. We're going to the entities that we know have been putting them out, and they're not there. We're like, where did this person that has this watermark even get this document? Like, Is it from ISP? Is it from Moscow? Is it from Ada County? Like, where's it coming from? And, we're not even able to see that. And we were always held under the impression that autopsy results were not going to be released.
Well, here's an idea. If you would talk, yeah, right. And if you would talk to somebody besides fucking Viviana or Drunk Turkey, because there are people out here that truly are good people, they would tell you the truth if you would ask them, rather than try to run them into the ground and stomp on them, because they truly wanted to help you, but you didn't want that. So if you would ask these people, they'd give you the honest truth, but you don't do that. So
who do you think they're talking about with the watermark?
That could be quite a few people, because a lot of us put watermarks. I don't really do that, but
yeah, I just think
a lot of other
like they're being very specific about that.
I know that Grizzly True Crime does, and I think that Plunder does.
Okay.
I think I've seen Lana do it a few times, and a couple other creators do it, but I don't really mess with that too much. I don't care to. I mean, Translucent does. That's true. Yeah. Just saying. I don't know.
Because it's not like creators wouldn't give them, like if they missed the photo dump because it got taken down, someone would give it to them.
Of course they would. People aren't, even the people that are idiotic out here, I think would still want to help them. That's what I'm here. I was always out here for, is to try to find some truth in this and make sure that their daughter got real justice. It wasn't about entertainment or wanting to look at bloody, gory pictures or none of that stupid shit. Just saying. So it is what it is. What's up, Carlos? All right. I think that was Carlos. If it wasn't, then hey, Randy, good to see you. Satire, welcome. Oh, don't apologize. All right, on we go.
Those were protected by HIPAA. And this is something Bill Thompson told us. Why we believe Bill Thompson, who knows? It was one thing that I guess we held on to, that maybe he was telling the truth about.
$27,000.
But we listened to him. And so when those came out last Friday,
it was news to us.
It was news to us. And
did you know everything in those? I mean,
no, those details are completely different than the coroner's report.
Well, the coroner, but we do have autopsy report. I don't think any of us that we got the day of sentencing on a thumb drive. We got
Kaylee's 21 page.
And I don't think that any of us, I know I haven't have actually like combed through it, and just been like, it's not easy to do. That's not something that, we've done. And it's a little different when you're like seeing this stuff on, on the internet, and now, it's being talked about.
Just be honest. Even if we did get that, which we did get a 21 page thing.
I'm just saying we didn't go through it.
It didn't have the other victims, and the whole totality of what this individual did when they're asking us to make a plea deal. We didn't get that.
That's what I was wondering. I mean, do you think that you and the other families should have, because when I was just reading, I was on vacation, so I just now read through the new documents, and you guys know I've covered this story and the case and everything inside and out, but like seeing the number of wounds on all of the kids
was enraging.
Takes on another, and I mean, and it's not pictures, it's just the words of it. And when you see in parentheses like 24, the different, the number of wounds, like it takes on a different feeling, the whole thing.
It's a different reality.
Yeah.
It's a new reality, because now you're becoming aware. And to hide those things from the parents is disgusting. They hid that from us. And that was just our own child, let alone all the children together, and say, we're gonna ask you to make a plea deal right now. And here's 21 pages of a PDF. How much time do you need to read this to make this decision? It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous.
I don't think we were privy to the other kids' information.
We were not.
We were not.
That's the whole point.
I didn't need to know what happened to the other kids to make our decision on how we felt, wanting the death penalty in a trial. So, but learning about that stuff was very hard, and there were things that having it, like boom, here it is on the internet, and social media outlets are talking about it and going over each and every little one that catch your attention. I learned things that I was not aware. So I just learned some new things that happened to Kaylee last week.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, if my daughter would have been killed while she was sleeping, it would have been described the way it was first described, and I would have learned what happened to Xana, I wouldn't have given him the deal. Just off of what he did to that girl alone, let alone all of them together, the totality of everything. It was outrageous to hide what happened to these victims. Like that girl.
You mean the fact that she was like standing up in the room and everything?
She fought. I mean, she went through everything that she went through. That should have been honored with not a deal. You don't deal with the worst people in your society unless you're just a weak prosecutor who's looking to run out the exit. I mean, you have DNA in the crime scene. I mean, the FBI gave it to you like a gift, and you want to refuse to use it? I can't accept that. And I told him this. I told him this before he made his deal. I will not back you. And if you want to go there, but you will not have our support.
Yeah. Did you get any warning? Or I read a few different things, like when those photos came out from ISP, like, did they call you guys first?
Yes. Olivia got a call for whatever reason. They called Olivia and they said, we just want to give you a heads up. These are going to be dropping within the next couple hours on the ISP page. Okay. So by the time she got off the phone, there was a 12-minute phone call. By the time she got off the phone and went to ISP, they were already there. So she saw, she got a hold of me. She saw very quickly there were some, very
questionable.
Not questionable, just there were victims in the pictures, and she got a hold of them in there. She was like, there are victims in the pictures here. And they took it down. But in the meantime, whoever got those pictures, you know what I'm saying?
And now they're making money off of them. It's disgusting.
But the autopsy results that came out on Friday, we still don't even know where those actually came from. I don't know if we figured it out. I don't know.
Watermarks, so be careful if you share.
You mean the only autopsy was?
What are they talking about, Dago? When like they came from one of the official sites, right?
Yep, ISP dropped them.
Right. I don't know why she's saying that.
I haven't seen anybody, I'll be honest with you, put any pictures on purpose, at least. Well, I did see a couple people, but most people didn't put the pictures that have the victims in them out on purpose to try to make money off of.
No, I haven't.
Not even people that I don't like. I didn't see doing that. So, but I'm sure they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
This is ridiculous. I don't think they understand completely what they're saying either. I'll just say that. All right.
Right. I know it was due to Miss Potts because
that's what
they were telling her $10,000, right? But then
she pushed for the FOIA on that one, yeah.
But she didn't pay.
I don't believe she had to, no.
I think she brought up the points about how they should just be released, right? And then they released them.
Yeah, she fought hard for that. Very hard. Yes, Inside Your Bones. I looked it up that night and it said her net worth was listed around the range of 25 million, which is pathetic to me. Especially when you're going to yell at everybody else for it, but you go right directly to her panel and talk about everything about this. So it is what it is.
Yes.
Where it just kind of details the different wounds.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they cite their official autopsy results and whatnot, and there's some very detailed,
it's personal
descriptions in there.
Anybody put yourself in our shoes. If you went and did like an application and you did like a drug test or you did some kind of background check, that shouldn't be public information.
Yeah.
And a killer,
Thank you, Ashley.
Killer shouldn't say, because we've asked for his records and they tell us for HIPAA we can't share his mental evaluation. So he can kill my daughter steal her rights to her protection, because now she's dead, so she gets no protection. So you guys can all share my daughter's records because this guy killed her, but we can't see his records. That's against the rules.
And
that's wrong.
the photos, I don't understand why people would want to publish the photos. The wounds, I felt like it was important for people to know. Like you said, I mean, no one really, it hits you in a different way when you read that. What happened to all of them, you know, like just what, I don't know. It felt, that to me felt important. I don't think anybody knew.
And that's why I always felt like as a family, we were transparent about things that happened to Kaylee. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we didn't go through as like a medical examiner and go down the line of what had happened, but you know, we felt that we told the world what happened to Kaylee, like in its totality. We can't speak on the other victims. We didn't know about the other victims, that's not our place to speak. But right away, when we found out that, you know, Kaylee had bad face damage and missing teeth and a broken nose and brain bleeds, stabbed in the face all those times, we spoke on that. You know, we spoke out about it because we felt it was important too, that people know that she wasn't just stabbed, you know, a couple times in her sleep, which is equally as bad. I mean, I don't know if it's equally as bad, but it's bad. It's bad, you know? So
I want people to understand, when we say that these victims fought harder than Thompson defended them, I want them to read those docs, read all of them, and say, did these victims fight harder than this prosecutor fought to defend them? And I think it's pretty clear. I think even with what happened to Xana and our daughter, it was clear these guys fought, and Thompson was a weak, pathetic man. And he ran. So he has to own it.
The other thing I was thinking about when I was reading it was just the rage that Kohberger had, there's never been any evidence, I guess, that he had it out for any of the victims, but it's just hard. It's hard to imagine this was just totally random. Like
it wasn't random.
It wasn't random. It was just a pathetic prosecutor. So we're learning things through other, there's other laws that have to come into effect. And we've learned that he defined these things. He purposely, it was a strategy not to say that was sexually motivated, even though he was doing murder porn on his phone and they found that. And it was also purposely that he said it wasn't stalking, because that would have tied their hands. That would have tied the community's hands, where they would have had to publish that every 23 times he was out there and about, he was stalking. They would have had to put that on a webpage. They would have been obligated. That community, the universities, every stalking event that would have happened in Moscow would have been recorded. So he purposely decided, I'm not even going to pursue stalking, because that is going to hurt the university more than if I just say, we're not even going to we're not going to go down that road. We don't need to, because I got the DNA in the crime scene. He didn't need to. So he backed off of that stuff, but that doesn't mean he's not guilty of doing it.
So you think he saw?
Oh, wait. Are you there, Dago?
Like that?
Yeah, I'm here.
This is probably the last thing I'm going to be able to
no, it's okay.
talk about, because I got to run. But was he just saying that they could prove the stalking, they just chose not to? Why? Because he pinged on the cell tower that everybody in Moscow pings on?
That's a wishful thinking statement. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm sorry.
I mean, we haven't seen evidence of that so far, right? No,
not at all.
No, and isn't that the statement that Bill Thompson called out the survey guy on and said, you know, that's not true, right?
Yep.
Wow, look at these. Look at the contradictions, or the, I don't even know the right word.
Real. They know it's not real. Okay, but they have to back up their narrative with this, and it's kind of sad to me. I'm sorry.
Wow.
This is, like I said, with all due respect, it's a damn shame. Just because you want it to look right on your side of things, you're going to say that. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's really pathetic.
Thank you for having me up. If I'll check and see if you're still on.
Thank you for, I probably won't be, but
Later.
thanks for joining me. Enjoy your dinner, and I will see you hopefully maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Get some rest too.
Take care. I will try. Thank you, Kim.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, this is ridiculous. On we go.
They were going to show overlapping between their timing records, some of the victims' timing records, which they had. Now, they didn't have Brian's timing records because it went past 7 days, but they were going to overlap his pings in Idaho and their timing advance records and where they were at the same places at the same time, because there's other records like receipts and surveillance. There were ATMs. There was all these different things they were going to say. These victims and this perpetrator were here at the exact same time, multiple times over and over and over again. That's what I believe personally, is my opinion, they were gonna establish in the case that they ran away from.
Have they-
So as he clarifies right there, that's his opinion. There's nothing basing up or nothing backing that up factual. That's just an opinion that he thinks they were gonna do, which we all know they couldn't because it wasn't true. So that's just kind of, I'm sorry again, all due respect, but that's ridiculous.
They warned you guys if there's more to come in terms of releases, or
We know there is, just
Yeah.
because we haven't even got to the original county yet. We're still in Ada County. All these
Ada
releases
County.
are on Ada. So we haven't even got to the real meat of the releases. So yeah.
We know more's coming. We don't know what's in it.
We've been trying to find out about the leak investigation that we don't feel like's even happening. We think it's fake because we were the first, my lawyer was the first one to point out that there was a leak in this investigation before it ever even got to Dateline. And we've never even been contacted. He's never been contacted. So to us, there is no investigation going on whatsoever. So we emailed them directly and they basically just told us, leave, get out of here. We're not going to tell you anything. We're not going to tell you the truth. You don't need to know the truth. We're going to do our investigation and maybe you'll know what happened. And I said, you know what? You can say that, but I'll go to the media and I'll let people understand that that's the kind of leadership that we have in this case right now. We have very questionable leadership who's literally sitting here telling us that we don't have the right to know about the investigation that cost us a trial.
I mean, yeah, in hindsight, we think did the leak sabotage our case? Because, weeks later we had a plea deal like thrown in our lap, and 3 days later we were sitting down in Boise, giving this guy a plea deal. So we're like, did this leak, was it really detrimental to the case so bad that, from what we were told was the defense came to prosecution and asked for the plea. But
well, the leak, how much of the leak was false and how much of the leak was true? And the leak literally talked about having his murder porn on his phone, all these pictures of other victims or
passed out
drunk girls.
Yeah.
So you can look that up. All that stuff has been unsealed and been verified. So.
And that's exactly what he was studying in his criminology courses, which is why he had that. But you're not putting that out there. You're forgetting that point very conveniently. God love it.
Weren't they going to have a special prosecutor? Isn't that what
Yes.
the judge said?
Yes, he said they were going to assign us, and he was going to come after that person, whoever did it, with vigor.
Yeah,
And
Hippler has been a huge disappointment. I mean, he has been a massive disappointment. And we've been saying, all we want to know is where it's at, because we're not being contacted and we know who your leaks are. We've heard some of them. We were aware of some of these facts before they became public. So we could probably clear some of the stuff up, and they don't even want to talk to us because they're scared of what we've discovered and who would get fired if we actually put that on record. And they tell us, stop emailing us because you're making records.
Do they
That's
just
how you
want
know.
this all to end? Is that they just want to have this in the rearview mirror? I mean, what?
I don't know.
Yeah, they keep telling us, stop emailing us, you're making records. They literally told our lawyer.
What do they mean by that? Why can't there be records?
I don't know.
Well, if you raise these things up in court like we did, we raised this up and said, hey, there's a leak from the prosecutor. They're like, you're making records, stop doing it. And I'm like, listen, you got to understand the people you're dealing with. I'm not going to be okay with these side deals that are going on. I don't know what's going on, but all I know is I'm getting to the truth. 100%. We're going to get to the truth. I don't care who gets in trouble. And that hasn't made it a very popular narrative. So now they're just like, stop emailing us, stop making records, just leave us alone. This is inappropriate.
They said they can't deny or confirm whether there's an investigation going on or not. We're not privy to that information.
Was that from the prosecution?
No, that was from the judge's clerk, the judge's assistant.
His assistant literally basically said, you guys don't have the right to know. You don't have the right to know. And I'm like, listen, I have the right to know you, judge. You don't have the right. I have more of a right to this case than you do. We can go get another judge. You can't get another father. You can't get another mother. Judges are a dime a dozen. They've overrated themselves. These parents are critical. You don't have these human beings without them. Judges, I don't want to be dismissive to them, but sometimes they over-evaluate themselves. And in this case, Hippler's way over-judged himself.
Are you guys like doing okay overall, would you say?
It's hard. It's always something. You know, I recently had not gone through any of Kaylee's stuff. So last week I started trying to like just go through Kaylee's things. So literally opening boxes that have been packed up since she passed away. So you know, those boxes are coming from Moscow, and those were her room packed up exactly the way she left it. So I'm looking for certain things, and that has been it's been slow, but
notes she wrote herself,
little notes that she had on her little sticky pads, and her hairbrush and her retainers, and clothes that you see her wearing a lot of the pictures. And
like I said, a judge, you're not as important as you think you are.
It just is all too much.
We are the victims, and if you're not there for the victims, then get out of the way. Get out of the way, Hippler. If you're not here to do a real investigation, get out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know why, you know.
But we know until we get calls, it ain't real. It ain't real because we were the very first to tell them that this was what was going on. And we were right, because we knew about things like the white car, we knew about the sheath. And the thing is, Thompson knows. We asked him about the sheath before it became public, and his eyes just dropped out of his head. And he's like, how did you guys hear about this? And we're like, because you guys have people talking to the media. We're not special, but we are very committed to figure this out.
Ball.
Yeah, we do know things are being leaked. We're trying to help your investigation by saying that this is going on. So reel it in, have a meeting, tell everyone they got to close their lips up, you know, and let's get back on the same ship. But instead of that, they made us look like we were up to something bad. And, you know, they went out, you know, I think 3 days later, they put Shannon under a gag order.
Yeah, so I remember that.
Yeah, Shannon literally calls them out, and their answer is to gag him. And people don't even realize what's going on. It's like, people, they're literally taking a family lawyer that we're working with and gagging him as if he's part of this investigation. This is the story. This is part of the story right here in front of you. And everyone's like, well, good. I'm glad they gagged their family. I'm glad. Well, guess what? Well, now you got this investigation you're never going to get to the truth of. And the first people who brought it to your attention, you told them to shut up and be quiet.
Yeah. Well, you guys know like 99.99%. I told you this, Christy, too, of people support you guys. I mean, it's always just the vocal, you know, people who are like, oh, he didn't do it. Or, you know, just people who just want like some controversy and like to stir things up on the internet. Yeah. But I hope you guys feel like, you know, almost everybody supports the families and thinks of you guys and just feels terrible.
And I've always been an aggressive Kaylee first type guy and Maddie first. So if I offend you with the way that I approach defending them, I don't care. And I told Hippler, it's not my job to protect the guy who killed my kid. That's your guys' job. And if I make your job difficult, I don't care about it. I don't care. You know how difficult it is to lose your child? Lose your child in the middle of this, and I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? Get over yourself. Get over yourself, Judge. If I made your job hard, too bad. Too bad. Get over it, man. Get over it. Don't tell me how rough it is to go through a murder when your kid's asleep in her bed, getting higher educated, like graduating in days. And you're telling me how hard your job is because I'm talking to the media? Well, maybe you shouldn't be so scared of what I'm saying. Maybe you shouldn't be scared of what we're saying. If it's true, it's true. If it's not, then dismiss it. But it is what it is. We're trying to get through it every day at a time. And it's hard. It's hard, man. And when you lose leadership completely, and that's what happens when you get a plea deal, you've lost all leadership. It's just turned over to the World Wide Web. Everyone's their own media network. Everyone can grab an iPhone and start freaking publishing as if they were like the legit real media, and they all spin it their own way, and there's no leadership to course correct and put things back on the right record. There is no more record. They literally wash their hands and say, it's done, it's over.
You know what my favorite thing is? To see people sit there and they all have their opinions, right? All these people, these are all opinions. And then we'll do a video, say on your show, and people will say in their in your comments, perhaps, you know, or Nancy Grace's comments or something, and say, I'm so sick of these people. I'm so sick of hearing what they have to say. So our opinions don't matter, but everybody else's do. We should sit down and shut up, and we should stop
about
talking.
Our own child.
But everybody else can just keep talking about it. I mean,
yeah, if you think we should shut up, get a life. Nobody should shut up about their own child. And you weren't raised in the kind of family we were raised in if you ever stop professing for your child. I'm going to profess till the day I'm dead. And then I will be quiet.
Well, I think
Well, if that's true, that's one thing I will say is wrong, is nobody should ever tell them to shut up. They have every right to speak on this. Whether it's been done right or not, that's a different story, but they should never be told to shut up, considering what they lost. That's sad. But they need to be dealing with things a different way, in my opinion. They need to be they need guidance, guys. I'll just put it that way. They definitely need guidance. Okay. But don't tell them to shut up. Nobody has the right to take your child from you and then to tell you to sit down and shut up ever. No, I'm sorry. That I will never agree with. Do I believe that they're going about some things the wrong way? Again, yeah, because they haven't had any kind of guidance. They weren't the people they believed in were the wrong people. The people they trusted are the wrong people. Okay, it's sickening. It's disgusting. It's wrong. You know, and that's the thing. You're attacking the wrong people, and I get that you're angry. You should be. But the people that you're attacking and you're telling to shut up, and I'm talking to the Goncalves now, are the people that want to help you find the truth behind what happened to your daughter, and you don't want that to happen. At least that's what it looks like. None of us are telling you to shut up and sit down and go away. What we're telling you is you need to look a little deeper below the surface and look at the people that you have trusted and realize that what they've done to you is sickening and sad, and it should have never happened this way. And if you would just open your eyes just a little bit wider, you might actually see what we're talking about. That's what I'm saying, you guys. So anybody that says that they need to shut up and blah, 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 no, nobody has the right to say that to anybody. Until you've lost a child, you can't. So please, people out there, anybody doing that, don't do that. Now, there have been some statements made I don't agree with. That is a fact. Stop calling me Spectrum. But again, I feel like it's because there's no true guidance. There's no leadership with this. And I feel that they were used. They were already victimized by the loss of their child, and then they were used and re-victimized in some aspects. I'll say that much, okay? So I don't know. I don't even know.
Some people, it's just like a video game. Like it's just they just watch it. Yeah. It's like they haven't been to your house. They haven't met you guys. They haven't met your other family members. They haven't seen. They don't see that it's a real. That you guys are real.
I agree,
people. You're just like these characters on a TV screen. I think you know what I mean.
Well, I get that. I get that.
I think
That's why I try to be forgiving and try to be like, you know what, don't even go down those paths. But it's hard. It's hard for her because she feels like that matters. And I've tried to tell her, you know what Kaylee and Maddie would think about how you defended him, that would matter. That would matter a lot more than a couple people's sentences.
I've just never seen a murderer, in such a horrific crime to these 4 kids be defended so at such a high regard, just
there's a lot of sick people that relate
just
with it.
defending, what he did or protecting him. I don't know if it's just, trying just to, oh, he's innocent. He's just, so innocent. And poor Brian. I mean, it is just because I know 100% without a doubt who killed Kaylee.
Anybody with a brain.
That's the problem, though, Christy. You don't. You were fed a narrative and were forced to push it. If you would step back from the situation and see the things that we have all seen, and you would possibly understand at that point why we do what we do. Truly. 1 second.
Knows his history since like literally middle school has been just problematic.
Yeah.
Girls. And the crazy thing is, it's a lot of times it's these crazy females that want to defend him. And if anybody was harassed by him and felt that they were threatened by him, it was females. So it's.
Well, he also admitted it. I mean, he could have had a trial. Like, I mean.
Yeah.
He admitted it.
literally
Said,
admitted
I'm not even going to fight it. I'm not
Yeah.
even
So
gonna
I
fight
don't
it.
know, like, what.
But they're going to fight it for him.
Yeah. It's such a small percentage. So, I mean, I know it's easy for me to say, and then you guys see comments, but it's like this many people. I don't know if there's a way to just try to block those people out because there's always going to be crazy people.
There is this trailer park filter that would like probably eliminate like 90% of them.
Oh my gosh, stop. Stop. I just try to like, I just really, try hard, just not to focus on it. I just, I hate to see him.
Yeah, you don't
be
want
protected,
somebody defending. Yeah,
and
he's the scum of the earth.
I think that when this, when this stuff starts coming out, and that's why we try to, be vocal about what happened to Kaylee and say, look, she wasn't just sleeping in her bed, and to ignore all the evidence and just go with your own theory here. And these two could be seen, can both be true too. Maybe the law enforcement messed up. I don't know. I don't read all the documents. I really try not to dive into it. You know what I'm saying?
You're consumed already.
There it is. Listen to that again.
Hard, just not to focus on it. I just, I hate to see him.
Yeah, you don't want
protected,
somebody defending. Yeah,
and
he's the scum of the earth.
I think that when this, when this stuff starts coming out, and that's why we try to, be vocal about what happened to Kaylee and say, look, she wasn't just sleeping in her bed, and to ignore all the evidence and just go with your own theory here. And these two could be seen, can both be true too. Maybe the law enforcement messed up. I don't know. I don't read all the documents. I really try not to dive into it. You know what I'm saying?
One more time, folks.
I took
There's always going to be crazy people.
There is this trailer park filter.
100% confirmed myself.
That would be an example.
Oh, it jumped too far ahead. I screwed that up. Sorry. Hold on.
Example of why some people are like where they were. Only one person.
They said, and by the time they got into the house, they had eyes on him. That's
One-way road in front of the murder house doing.
See, the law enforcement made some mistakes. And to ignore all the evidence and just go with your own theory here. And these two could be seen can both be true too. Maybe the law enforcement messed up. I don't know. I don't read all the documents. I really try not to.
Maybe law enforcement messed up. I don't know. I don't read all the documents. Bingo, bango, bongo. There it is. Wait, what's going on here? I didn't see what you said, Willie. What did you say? Hang on. 1 minute. I can't find whatever Willie's talking about. I'm sorry. 1 minute. Hold on. I'm trying to catch up with it. What, something's coming? Yeah, I believe it is too. You need to read all the documents for sure. For sure.
Dive into it. You know what I'm saying?
You're consumed already.
I'm consumed with enough crap already. So see, the law enforcement made some mistakes. That doesn't mean that him innocent. I'm sorry, I can't even
It's okay.
It doesn't make him innocent just because law enforcement.
But it can, Christy, if they purposely covered something up and hid it, then yeah, it could. And I'm sorry you don't want to admit to that, but that's a very plausible situation because we've all seen that for 3 years.
Made some mistakes, and I'm not denying or confirming that. I don't know.
There's no perfect investigation.
They messed up, and because mistakes were made, it doesn't mean that they could have been honest mistakes. I don't even, like I said, I don't even know what I would be referring to as mistakes because I don't.
Well, a mistake would easily be like you're in front of the murder house doing minor in possession when you should be up there at the King Road house. I mean, that would be an example of why some people are like.
I'm just saying.
But I mean, at the end of the day, his DNA is on the knife sheath.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's on video speeding away.
Yeah.
Arriving and then
one-way road.
Different car. Sorry there, guys.
Then speeding off. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, all of the reports from before of his behavior at WSU. I mean, I don't know. It's not like there wasn't.
The list does not go on and on, Brian. That's the problem. There is no list of evidence against this man. I know you're little and you're obviously your head doesn't seem big enough to be able to, I guess, work this out in your mind, but you're completely wrong.
Any evidence here?
You know, here's a big one for me, and a lot of people may think, oh, this is totally normal, but when he was arrested, 100% confirmed myself by me, he was sitting in his kitchen at whatever time it was back in Pennsylvania, late at night, early in the morning, whatever it was, wearing gloves, sorting trash into baggies. Why would somebody be doing that?
And then run.
Is that normal? They said, and by the time they got into the house, they had eyes on him. That's what he was sitting there doing. By the time they got into the house, he took off running, and they ultimately arrested him on the stairs. But Yes, he was sitting at the kitchen table sorting trash
So
with gloves on.
they did, but they announced the police are here, and they kicked down the door. The rest of his family stood exactly where they were. Only one person ran away and tried to hide. Only one. Actions speak louder than words, people. He's going through his trash, and the cops say, "We're here," and he runs off.
And the only way she knows that is because they told her that. There's nothing showing it. Okay. So once again, they're telling you what they want you to know. Interesting. Very interesting. Nobody has ever stated that he took off running. And again, this is a gated community where I'm sure they have to separate their trash for recyclable and shit like that. So now we have that coming out that Brian ran off. I want proof of this. You show me proof or I'm not letting that go. End of story. I want you to show proof of the statement you just made, because I feel like that statement was just made once again to drag people under that narrative again. That was really pathetic. Really pathetic. Shame on you.
But some people get it, some people
I mean,
don't.
he turned off his phone, and he had not shut his phone off like that from
Nope. Didn't turn his phone off either.
the cell, who is it? Cellbrite?
Cellbrite basically showed.
Forensics said he had not turned his phone off like that in
Every bit of the information they had, they're getting it from somebody else. Therefore, in turn, they think it's like they're reaching now. Like, see, but look, they told us this, this, and this. That means he's guilty. I think she's doubting herself now. I think she's doubting herself now. Wondering why so many people are defending the possibility of his innocence. I think she's starting to doubt herself. I'll just be honest with you.
9 months. So it's not like, dude, I turn my phone off every night. Like some people do. So some people say that's not really that weird. Well, do you turn it off at 1:56 a.m. and then turn it back on at 4:32?
I just hate that you guys feel like you still have to prove this.
Well, we only have to do this because Thompson's retired and he gave up on the case and thought that if I do a deal, my job's done.
It all goes away.
I have no more responsibility to these families. I have no responsibility to my community. I have no more responsibility to you camera people. I feel like as long as there's a story to be told, that somebody needs to be working through that courthouse and clearing this up. It shouldn't be us. It should be one of them till they're exhausted in the face, beating these stories in there. It shouldn't be us. And if you say it shouldn't be us, we agree. But who else is going to step in here? Because we were quiet for months. And guess what? Release after release.
I think they're worried now, truly and honestly. I think they're nervous because now mainstream media is starting to talk about multiple perpetrators. It's going to draw attention away from Brian. It's going to pull people away from the narrative. And I think that they're double downing now because they're worried that people are going to go the other direction. That's my opinion. 100%.
Release, and they had to be redacted because they did it wrong. And we were the ones picking up the phone or email and saying, you realize there's bodies in these photos, right? You guys realize you're not very good at what you're doing. You need to pull these back. So that's what happens when we get quiet.
Security numbers, fingerprints and social security numbers,
fingerprints and social
names.
security number of college grads. These guys aren't bad people. These people have dedicated their lives to be like the best of the best. And you're gonna go give out their information so somebody could steal it?
That was a mistake. Whoops.
Oh, we're gonna give them 5 years of protection.
But they've only made a couple mistakes, right, Christy?
Yeah, well, that doesn't cut it. That doesn't cut it.
So,
yeah, they basically offered those people after we told them what they did. They're like, well, we'll give them 5 years of protection for their credit history. No, you'll do it for the rest of their lives.
Well, and the one photo was pretty clearly, you could see a body in. I mean, I don't know how they missed that or didn't check it.
How do you miss a social security number?
Yeah.
You can't send a social security number to a hospital and not get flagged. Okay. We have systems that literally just understand that sequence of code gets flagged. So what were these guys doing? I mean, what?
Yeah.
And fingerprints right along with them. So if you just really want to take on this person's identity, there you go.
The crime scene photos were bad. They were bad.
Yeah, they were inappropriate. You shouldn't lose your right to be a human being just because you died. And just because you were murdered in your bed, you're going to lose your right to HIPAA protections. Like, what? So I could go kill a bunch of people and then they lose all their right to their privacy. We get to share that. Like, we don't want to live in a world like that. That's not the kind of laws we want to defend. At least I don't.
Is there anything, I mean, that you guys can do? It shouldn't be your responsibility, but are they going to try to change any laws? Do you know? I mean,
we're trying to change laws. We were just talking to the management of Brad Little Friday and saying, hey, just the same thing. When somebody kills somebody, like, because we were literally, there's a mental evaluation of the psychopath. And even though Thompson didn't want to use psychopath in the courtroom because he's a weak, pathetic prosecutor.
Like if it's not a real mental illness or something, I don't know.
He searched on his own.
No, Steve, it's because Thompson didn't have a case against the guy that they had in court for this, okay? That's what they don't seem to want to understand this, okay? There was no case against Brian Koberger. I don't know why they don't get this. This is so ridiculous, but okay. On we go.
Phone he searched up that he was a psychopath, but he didn't want to use it in court. So those type of things, that's his private HIPAA. So I'd be violating his rights if I went and looked at his HIPAA,
his medical
evaluation.
records.
But he can kill my daughter and the whole world gets to see those fingerprints and social computer number of college grads. These guys aren't bad people. These people have dedicated their lives to be like the best of the best. And you're going to go give out their information so somebody could steal it?
That was a mistake.
Whoops. Oh, we're going to give them 5 years of protection. Yeah, well, that doesn't cut it.
That was a mistake. Whoops. That's your answer to that, huh? Okay.
Doesn't cut it.
So,
yeah, they basically offered those people after we told them what they did. They're like, well, we'll give them 5 years of protection for their credit history. No, you'll do it for the rest of their lives.
Well, and the one photo was pretty clearly, you could see a body in. I mean, I don't know how they missed that or didn't check it.
How do you miss a social security number?
Yeah.
You can't send a social security number to a hospital and not get flagged. Okay. We have systems that literally just understand that sequence of code gets flagged. So what were these guys doing? I mean, what?
Yeah.
And fingerprints right along with them. So if you just really want to take on this person's identity, there you go.
Crime scene photos were
something like
bad. They were bad.
Yeah, they were inappropriate. You shouldn't lose your right to be a human being just because you died. And just because you were murdered in your bed, you're going to lose your right to HIPAA protections. Like, what?
Bro, got to stop using that term, bro.
He doesn't understand HIPAA.
He doesn't at all.
No.
HIPAA's just your medical shit. Like right? It's medical.
He doesn't have a clue about
like as far as like my doctor can't tell my family members like what we talk about or like what's going on. Isn't that HIPAA?
Yeah.
What the
other people's medical information out, right?
Here's my question to you. Honest question. There you go. What is he mad about? If they truly believe Brian did this and Brian's away for life, what's the problem?
I explained it a little bit ago. What I think it is truly.
I might not have been here, my bad.
No, it's okay. You're good, bud. Sorry. I believe that they're nervous. I think they're worried because the world is turning the corner now, and a lot of people are backpedaling, and now they're saying Brian didn't do this alone. Okay.
Well, let me ask you this: do you see that MSM is all saying this at the same time? Doesn't that tell you that they probably all have the same source that's telling them that something's coming?
Yeah, and I said the same thing. I said, watch. I just said this the other day. I don't know if you were here or not, but I said, get ready, folks. It's coming. I said, this is going to start dropping all over the place. Did I not? You guys were here, and I said, and here we are.
And the craziest thing is, like, me, yourself, and a whole bunch of other channels have been yelling this for how long? And now, finally, MSM is, saying something about it.
And it's going to go.
And then
they have to cover themselves. It's their own.
Yeah. And then bunch that with Dylan's GoFundMe getting paused. That she might be in some trouble, dude. I'm sorry.
I hope she is.
You know, but anyway.
Truly, honestly, I hope she is, Willie.
She deserves it.
The truth, the darkness usually always comes into light, folks. That's all I'm saying. We'll see. We'll see how far it goes. But
I'm just saying MSM has been quiet about this case for a very, very long time because it was over and done. And now look at them. That's all.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, Christy seems like she's kind of in panic mode to me.
Oh, yeah.
Honest to God, from the way she's acting. And I think she's questioning herself. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's finally questioning herself by what she just said. You can watch her face and her demeanor. And she said, well, I don't know. I almost slowed it down if I could get right on it, but I don't know. I mean, law enforcement may have made some mistakes. What'd you say?
Well, yeah.
Hold on.
Some, but the fact that you're saying that at all is crazy. Exactly.
And then she followed that with, I didn't read all the documents. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, so I feel like they're mad at the wrong people because we want the same thing they want if they want true, full justice, right?
Oh, we've ever wanted, guys.
But they think that we like
that we wanted to make sure that they get real justice and that they're not taking an innocent man's life away from him.
Yeah, like even myself, right? Who like knew Brian, right? I want them to get full justice further. You know what I mean? Like it changes nothing. So I don't understand. Even me, like I don't understand why Steve is talking to like people that are giving him false information and yada yada. If he actually wants to get down to the bare bones truth here, I don't feel like he does. And this is all damage control. That's my opinion.
They have to keep the narrative going forward, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Because that $100,000 came out of nowhere, and the whole them deleting stuff off their phone, off of what's her name's phone before they handed it over, and then the password not working. Yeah, man, there's some sketchy shit. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. Wholeheartedly agree. Here it comes. I knew that Howard Bloom statement was going to cause this. And here we go. Rolling. Onward and forward. This is almost done, guys. So just give it a minute or two more.
If I could go kill a bunch of people and then they lose all their right to their privacy, we get to share that. Like, we don't want to live in a world like that.
This is what it is. I'm sorry, but when you're murdered, you lose your human rights. I'm sorry. That's just how that works.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of laws we want to defend. At least I don't.
Is there anything, I mean, that you guys can do? It shouldn't be your responsibility, but are they going to try to change any law?
They also value your life, Dago, and how much you made. I'm just letting you know.
What'd you say, bud?
I said they also value, like when you die, they also value like your, like say, you know, like if you die and it was a way that was like wrongful, right? They value you on how much you've made in this society. What?
No, yeah, it's about.
But not every human life is worth the same amount. That's crazy, isn't that?
That's always been that way, though, bro. That's a sad.
I know. I just going through it. I didn't realize it until I was in a position. I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah, of course. You know, if you are a prominent member of society and you've contributed hundreds of millions of dollars or whatever to society, or you're like myself and you're a blue collar worker, you're a wife, this and that, and everything else, and you've only contributed a few $100,000, you know, to society, you're just not that much important. That's all.
It's crazy when you actually like that's all. Yeah,
that's where the politics come from. It's sick.
It is, man. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good, bud. You know that. Anyway, it's very sick. So
the management of Brad Little Friday and saying, hey, just the same thing. When somebody kills somebody, like, because there's a mental evaluation of the psychopath. And even though Thompson didn't want to use psychopath in the courtroom because he's a weak, pathetic prosecutor.
Like if it's not a real illness or something, I don't know.
He searched the own thing.
He couldn't use psychopath because Brian's not a psychopath.
So they don't even like the prosecution.
They haven't, Willie.
So
They
who do you
haven't.
like?
They nobody. Anybody that believe Viviana, that's who they like. Anybody that goes along with the narrative that Brian Koberger did this and did it by himself. Period. End of story. Nothing more.
Gotcha.
And I question some of what they're saying at the same time. Okay.
Well, I question their motive, dude.
Yeah, they right. Twiz is right. People that lie to him. Exactly.
Yeah, like Daniel. It's crazy, dude.
Yep. Insane.
On his own phone, he searched up that he was a psychopath, but he didn't want to use it in court. So those type of things, that's his private HIPAA. So I'd be.
Oh my God.
That is not, for those of you that don't understand what he's saying is not right at all. HIPAA is medical. It has nothing to do with what was searched online, what information he had on his phone. None of that is HIPAA related, folks. Okay. So please understand that. And please, Steve, get this straight. Why is Shannon letting him do this?
I don't know. He must have learned that word that day or something and got it mixed up. I have no idea.
That's what it seems like. I swear to God.
You know what I mean? Like you learn a new word.
Yeah, and I agree with this too, Howard Blum. The stuff that he's been saying and stuff lately, it's probably going to blow the WSU lawsuit. Truly, that's probably why they're getting in front of this now, trying to keep it going in that direction.
Exactly.
I agree.
Violating his rights if I went and looked at his HIPAA,
His medical
evaluation.
records.
But he can kill my daughter, and the whole world gets to see those records. That's
No, we don't.
That's not what Idaho's going to stand for.
Her
Idaho will not
toxicology
stand for that.
reports.
You're not going to murder someone and then their records get blasted out for the rest of the world to see and make profit off.
Oh, so freedom.
Well, I hate to say this, and in all due respect, Idaho doesn't care what you think is happening. Idaho's not going to stand up for you. They're not going to stand up for you at all, sir.
Exactly.
When you're standing there all by yourself thinking Idaho's going to support you, remember that you said what you just did.
Yep.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. I think they're getting nervous. I think they're getting scared that it's going to be realized that this was a screw up.
But like I said, dude, I don't think they're scared. Like, what are they scared of? Tell me.
That's what I'm trying to say. That they're afraid that the truth is going to be flipped, and that it's going to come out that Brian didn't do this.
But but if that happens, if the truth comes out and the truth flip, and all of a sudden they arrest 2-3 other people that were actually involved, then they should be happy. This looks like damage control in the aspect of, I don't know what their daughter was involved in, right? I don't know anything of that nature. I just know what has been said, but it just seems like they want this to go away, and it being here is you know what I mean? I don't know if you're catching what I'm saying. Like,
no, I agree with you. They should be happy, but they're not. I think they're nervous because now it's not going to back what they've been saying for 3 years. There's the problem. Okay.
Yeah, but if they truly just want full justice for their, then that shouldn't matter. I wouldn't give a fuck what I said 3 years ago, 2 years ago, yesterday.
You're right. It shouldn't matter, but we already know how they feel about that.
Yeah. But if I had information, or I knew that, my daughter might have done something or said something that night to somebody, or some information that was, I don't want to be public, then I'd be acting just like this. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. Or
I don't want to talk about the victims, right? But I mean,
this could be the WSU lawsuit damage control, because they're nervous about that. This coming out is going to screw that up. Okay.
Especially when you're suing WSU, and now what WSU is going to do is say, okay, well, if you're so certain on this, and how come there's no evidence on this? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then they're basically going to have to defend Brian.
Yeah. Well, in that aspect, sure.
I mean, they don't want to pay out, dude. I'm just saying
they're not going to let that. WSU, I don't think is going to let this slide. Okay. This isn't just going to roll. This is a university that has a reputation they want to withhold or uphold.
And that's what I've always found weird, is everybody always saying how, like, ISPs, not popularity, what's it called when you need to keep up like your good image,
reputation.
Why does ISP's reputation matter, but WSU's doesn't? Well, why do people think that? Like, obviously WSU's going to fight to, like you said, to uphold their reputation. So they're going to You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not just gonna fold into it and be like, yeah, we house psychopaths here. Like, you know.
I get it. I agree.
But anyway,
absolutely. Hold on.
Off and watermark, and then they basically can make money off it because that's the system that we're gonna
people are putting.
Well, okay, the guy you're sitting next to, and the show you were on last week, and all the other people you've interviewed with, every one of them is getting a fucking paycheck, without watermarks or not. That's okay if they do that, but nobody else that really truly wants to show the truth is allowed to. There's the problem. Okay, that
it's
makes
like like I said, it just kind of seems like they don't want to know the truth, and they're scared of the truth.
I think they are. Here's my thing, Willie, and I'm gonna tell you this from what I just watched in this interview. Watching what I can tell from her, she's
nervous.
Different. She's different in this interview. She's definitely nervous. Okay, and I think right there what you just said. Say that again. Say that again.
Come on, man. I don't like to say it because it sounds bad, but it just makes sense on how they're acting, and that's all I'm doing is just using my common sense, dude. So all I'm saying is they don't want the actual facts to come out because the actual facts, in my opinion, and somebody has convinced me of this, the actual facts might involve something with their daughter, and it might be something that they don't want the world to see or private, whatever. But that's what it seems like, because they shouldn't give a shit about how much more investigation is done and how many more people they throw in jail. They killed your daughter, dude. I'd want everybody to pay.
Yes, of course.
So that's why I don't understand what they would be so mad about if an investigation was relaunched into more people. Like, don't you want the full capacity?
He says he wants the full and actual absolute truth. Well, then you have to let it be what it is, Steve.
Why does it feel like we want the actual full truth more than like I shouldn't feel like that right now?
Because
that's the vibe I'm getting.
They want the truth with stipulations, Willie. And it can't be that way. You can't have it both ways, bro. It's got to be the absolute and utter absolute truth or nothing at all.
Yeah.
That's how
and all I'm saying is because I don't know if Brian was involved or not, right? Well, I don't know. There's no fact that I have to show Brian wasn't involved or was involved. But if he wasn't involved, he was a part of this. He didn't step into his car. Is all I'm saying. There was a different car, a whole different thing happened rather than what they had said. So, you
notice that they're not bringing up the fact that the car isn't even the car now. Okay, we all know that now.
Imagine that.
Everything that has been brought to the table.
Yeah.
Steve's arguing about how it's still stalking. They just didn't want to use it because they're weak. No, Steve.
Yeah,
that's wrong. Sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth. You guys, my apologies.
You're good.
No, that's not what this is. He couldn't use none of that. He couldn't use stalking because it wasn't true.
Yeah,
it's not because he was weak or
couldn't prove it. Yeah,
right. There's no proof of it, so you can't do it. What's up, CEO? Good to see you, brother. And that's what they're in denial with this. They're nervous. I'm sorry, but they're nervous, and you guys can disagree. Anybody wants to, and I don't mean it. I don't mean it in any kind of a disrespectful way, but
no,
they're fucking nervous. And I can see it all over this.
Yeah, because she used to not really say much during these interviews. She's talking more than him.
And she's been, a lot about certain specific things.
Yeah. So, body language, people's like, because they act a certain way for a certain period of time, and then boom, once they act a different way, something's going on. So yeah, you're right, dude.
Yeah, that's how I see it. And I'm sorry that they're nervous or whatever it is, but if you'd have listened 3 years ago, you guys, and you'd have looked in the direction that we were trying to point you guys, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. And you guys might actually be celebrating the fact that they actually have the right people in custody. Who knows?
It baffles me that Brian Enton won't just ask him, like, what are you guys angry about? Like, I mean, if law enforcement does relaunch an investigation into multiple people, wouldn't that make you guys happy that they are getting, the justice that Kaylee deserves? Like, I don't understand.
They should ask that question, but they're not going to let that.
He's scared too. Like,
that's not going to happen, bud, because it'll change the narrative right there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I've never seen this what you're playing, so that's the vibes I'm getting. I could be wrong. It's just
No, it just came out 10 hours ago. You're right, though.
Oh, okay.
Very good point. It should be asked. That question should be asked. Somebody should do it, but you notice nobody's done it. Only because what if they would have said that? Anybody out there said, well, okay, guys, I know you don't agree with this, but what if they did open another investigation and look into other people? Wouldn't that be something you'd want to see? They're going to give an answer such as, we don't need to. We know who it is.
Exactly.
That's what they're going to say.
Exactly. Where I'd say, I don't have the tools to investigate individuals. They do. So, yeah, I want everybody to pay.
Right.
That's what they should say. But, yep, exactly right, dude.
That's exactly what it should be. And that is 100% true. That's another reason why Brian Enton won't ask them questions like that, because it'll scare them off. Recycling his trash. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. That's one of the dumbest statements I've heard.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, the comment that you were looking for that you couldn't find, it was about Saba's mom.
Uh-huh.
So I said that I wanted you there if she comes to the channel, because
of course I'd be there with you.
I feel like there's a handful of people that actually want to know information for a certain reason, and I know she has a lot of information that she can provide in a mature manner, and
Oh, I absolutely would put together very mature, realistic, good questions, and I would make her comfortable. So yeah. I'd be there.
But yeah, she was. I don't know if you saw my recap or whatever, but yeah, I mean, you came up, but you heard that she was watching that. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So she could be watching now, and I hope she is. But like you were saying, dude, we're not out here saying like screaming Brian's innocent and he should be let out and nothing else should be happening. We're saying that if Brian did it, show us the evidence, and if more people are involved with Brian, arrest him.
That's it. None of us have ever said
we're not asking for much.
Brian is absolutely innocent. Well, I've said it recently because they refused to show me anything. So at this point, I'm going to go with that.
Yeah. It didn't happen the way. I guess what I've learned the most from this case is they can lie on the PCA, I guess, as much as they want, and then say later that the PCA didn't matter, because that's this whole case, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They changed from everything in the PCA. They've changed what they were going to present in actual court. So I want to know how are they able to just lie on your arrest warrant like that about 90% of it, 95% of it?
Well, how did they get away with not releasing the probable cause affidavit until after they have arrested him and extradited him back to Idaho? How did they get away with doing that? Answer that question.
That's a good one too. I don't know. That's why I hope that you know how the FBI was investigating the Canton Police Department.
Yeah,
I know somebody was talking about that one FBI agent messing around with the pictures and stuff, but I really only look at the FBI in this case as they provided a tip and then the tip was ran with. So I don't see why the FBI shouldn't investigate ISP or whoever the hell, MPD or whoever needs to be investigated. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with that. And I think that, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something else. Hey, Becca.
Well, I was just saying, if they're going to investigate a whole town of cops, that was a crazy situation over there. Where here, it's this is a small police department. Why not investigate them?
Yeah, they should. Well, so I think some of the FBI is corrupt as well, but that's just me.
Yeah, I know that. I just feel like the FBI wasn't as corrupt as the other ones. So
no, I agree with you. I agree.
It's a shit show, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Let's see what the last part of this.
Their logo, their podcast,
logo, it's their property. The property to our kids' worst moments of their lives. They're gonna. How dare you share that? How dare you post it on your page? It belongs to me.
And I don't post any of that stuff on our page. I would never share the photos. I get it. If you're gonna look at them, you're gonna look at them.
I expect the victim's family to say this, though.
They're talking about creators' watermark, and it has nothing to do with them.
Yeah,
it's for creators and other creators, is all that is. So
You know, again, I don't agree with putting those pictures behind a paywall. I said that since day one, and some did.
I don't agree with any of that. That's why I don't do members only stuff. I don't do the watermark stuff. I don't do any of that kind of stuff.
I'll only make a video members only or something if it was like a rant or something that, like, you know, I just wanted a few people to hear, and then I'll just make it like it. You know what I mean?
Sure. No, I understand.
I mean,
but I don't like a system that supports this kind of behavior and makes it legal.
I mean, I don't like all the just the very bottom feeders just sharing them and documenting and talking about them and blowing them up and zooming in. I don't like that aspect of it. You know, like, be professional with them. You know, there is a professional manner that they can be handled. Be professional with them, you know, with your entity. Don't, you know.
That's a good point.
Don't what?
Moved on to the next story that matters. And they should have. And now we have these cesspool.
Did you hear that? There you go.
Yeah.
Should have moved on to the next story that matters. So that's why I said once, you know, once he pleads guilty, they're going to try to make this go away so bad. But that's how corrupt this is it can't.
That's the problem. And as far as professionalism with the photographs, that's why we looked at them, so that we can show the crime scene to figure out exactly what did happen in the crime scene by looking at these things. We're not doing it to try and
it's like they're scared that like I said, do you see that though? You see they're scared that others are going to see the truth.
Yes.
Instead of being mad about the crime scene photos and how there's literally blood in every area of that house, they're mad that the public is able to view the crime scene photos. So it's like, what happened to freedom of information? Like, you're mad that the public is able to see the truth. That's how she's coming off to me right now. And it's just odd.
That's what it sounds like they're hiding something almost. Yeah.
Yes, because they should be mad at the mirror. They should be mad at the crime scene photos, not that we got the crime scene photos.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's just odd.
I agree with you, and that's a good idea. KS, I wish a creator would do a live and just list all the untruths, lies, and misinformation without.
You can't.
Yeah, it's hard to do that, but it is a good idea.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if you do that, you're still called a pro burger. Like, it doesn't matter what you try to do, how much you try to plead that you just want to see, you know, whoever the hell actually did this pay. Nobody believes you.
Yeah, I know.
It's
very hard. Thank you for the super chat. God bless. But yeah, no, it is hard. It's a good idea. I agree.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just saying, man. We can say we're unbiased all we want, but just because we want the truth, we're labeled as pro burger. I don't get it.
Right. We looked at the pics to see if it proved Brian did it but it only created more doubt. And that's exactly what everything's doing. Every time we look at something, it causes more questions. Hence the reason why we're still sitting here talking about it. It's easy to fool fools. It's difficult to convince fools of the truth. Amen to that one, bud. No lie.
People. And do we need to make a law that, like, unfortunately has to regulate the people that are at the lowest common denominator and say, you guys can't profitize, and create this cesspool of lies? And because eventually after 10 years, this could form into like what happened with, I don't know the case, but it was in the Bay Area where he killed his wife and put concrete and sunk her down.
Oh, Lacey Peterson.
Peterson just got a case. Like, so this stuff can form up and can actually create a momentum and go somewhere. So I'm not gonna stand quiet when they do that.
So you're saying that if somebody down the road were to pull some truth out of this and put it on the table, and Brian could possibly get off on this because the truth actually comes out, because they're talking about the Peterson case. You would rather see him stay in prison not being guilty than to bring this back up and put the real people on trial for this. Shame on you, sir. I'm sorry, but shame on you.
Wow.
That's exactly what he just said. Listen to what else he has to say now.
That and try to do what happened to the Peterson family. I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to like nub it right now because I've seen what happens. So yeah, people say that there's no point to do it, but there is a point.
I don't understand why, if you're a journalist.
Yeah, Brian Hinton has a giant one right there. So they're absolutely, the hypocrisy is real with this shit. It's crazy.
It's insane.
Thank you, Piglet. God bless, hon. It is.
List like me, like couldn't you have to go see them in person? Like I've seen that some places, like you show up and they're like, okay, you're in the room, we'll give you the file, but you don't get to take them with you. You know, if you just want to understand more what, or you're writing a book or whatever, you know what I mean?
Or launch an appeal. If you want to go there and sit there and look at it all and then come back and be like, oh, that was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. Fine. I'm not trying to hide evidence. I'm just trying to keep ghouls from turning my kid into a cash cow because my kid is worth more than
what was the GoFundMe?
Yep.
That's the pot calling the kettle black or the kettle calling the however that goes. Jesus.
GoFundMe and Brian.
Really?
The interview that Brian just had with you, he's going to get paid for it, Steve.
Exactly.
Nasty Disgrace got all sorts of money for the interview she did with you guys. So keep going there, bud. Unbelievable. Yeah, there's multiple GoFundMes, Willie, not just one.
I'm just saying that's crazy that he would say that when they've literally made GoFundMes and a trial didn't even happen.
I think they probably profited more than anybody out here has, to be honest with you. And that's kind of sad to say that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it seems to be fact.
No, but if he's going to open his mouth and say that, oh, we're, the bottom feeders are just trying to make money with the crime scene fund, bro, you like that's what. What have you? But to say off of my daughter's death, that's what you guys did. I don't understand. Like,
mind you, this video has 88,829 views in 12 hours.
Yeah, which means Brian Enson's getting paid. Why is that okay?
Big time getting paid.
Yeah, why is that okay?
Wow.
But people like us who just want the truth and will actually ask the hard questions, not this pussy shit, excuse my language, we get looked at as scum, basically, in his eyes.
Yeah.
Because we ask the tough questions. That's what it is, dude. It's because me and you won't just fall in line like most people. We're on this list of
scum. What about Viviana? What is she? Is she okay to make money on it, Steve, or no?
Yeah, because she will go with the narrative.
Yeah, 100%. That's that right there.
That's just sick, dude. Like I wouldn't care about no narrative or nothing. Whoever even knew about it might have going down. I want arrested. I want everybody arrested. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dylan got a GoFundMe, and he was calling 911 for
why? Why isn't he mad at that? He's not mad at one of the witnesses who could have called.
Not even a little bit.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
absolutely. It's crazy.
They shouldn't have done this. I don't even know why they went on here.
Well, I'm glad they did.
Me too. I'm just saying I wouldn't have.
I hope they do more. I hope they continue to do this, and I hope others do this too. And it's going to show.
Exactly it's burning right through, in my opinion. But I guess if people needed to be Brian and Brian only, they're going to look at this as.
I called this last week, and it's just going to keep happening. So, do your thing, guys. Do your thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's true. It's true. They'll make more money off of our kids than they'll make off of their own freaking efforts. It's terrible. It's disgusting. And watermarking things like this, think twice about that because that's really low. That's really low.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what that means, Dago, real quick?
Well, I appreciate you guys for talking.
You keep saying that watermarking. What does that mean?
See that right there, where it says Brian Enton investigates. See that?
Oh yeah. I know what a watermark is, but what is he talking about?
Because they can't get onto people's stuff and use it. They can be hit for it if they use it if it's watermarked by somebody else. I guess they've already been hit for it or something. Who knows?
I see what you're saying. So that's what I got you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why they're going there. And somebody told him, probably Viviana told him or said something ignorant about it, and oh, look what they're doing. Because nobody else can use other stuff. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
He misunderstands. It all goes back to being about money for him again.
It really is. It really is.
And that's pretty sad. Oh yeah, and again, his son is married to or marrying a YouTuber, so they'll understand all that too.
Yeah, that's fine though.
Talking to me. I know it's
appreciate you giving a mic and helping clear these things out. And we hope to not have to do it all the time, but every once in a while we want to just come back, kick the door down and say, hey, we're here, we're fighting for these kids, and there ain't no truth to it. And I'd love for professionals to do this.
Like
and if
you.
they do
Like
do it,
you.
if they do it, then we will be quiet. But
yeah.
unfortunately, we're here.
Well, I
now.
get what you're saying though. You know, just because there was a plea deal, it's not really over for you guys, and it's
not over for the whole community.
You know, yeah. I mean, as they release documents,
I needs to explain them.
Yeah, I get what you're saying too. If you don't sort of tamp things down, it's like suddenly there's a petition.
Shut up, Brian.
You know, in like 10 years, it's like, oh, let's reopen the case. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, no, it's like, and when you do a dump and you go over it and you're clearly educated with it, and you clearly are reading through things and reading them out loud and going over them, and that's great. It's just when they just read just what the defense says and not anything of the prosecution says, and they just go with that, and they're like, oh my gosh, the bodies were posed and the sheath was planted, because this is all what their experts were going to say in a trial. It would have been
They think it's
their
evidence.
expert and their expert.
They think it's truly evidence.
The prosecution could have spoke, and the defense would have spoke, and their
whatever.
There's your proof. Everybody that says Christy wears the pants, there it is, right there.
So I said, this is the most she's ever spoken in an interview ever.
Right. Thank you so very much, Gene. God bless, hon.
Dude.
experts would have got out there, and the jury would have been left to decide which one holds more weight, which one do I believe more, because they're going to say opposite things. But these people are just reading exactly what they want and cherry picking all the good.
No, Christy, we read every bit of it, all of it. We read it all. It's just what you're seeing. That's what it is.
That's what we're not doing is right. Like that's what we're not. That's what MSM is doing. We're not cherry picking. That's why they're mad.
Right. That's what they need to be saying that too. We're reading everything. Okay. And we're different, breaking it down on all angles. And what you're seeing is if that bothers you, then that tells you need to go read it yourself, Christy, because you're not getting it all.
Yeah.
That's the actual truth. You don't want to believe that though. So, okay.
Exactly.
Do what you got to do.
They don't want the truth.
The guilters and MSM are the ones that are cherry picking just little bits and pieces of things. They're not giving you the whole story. So sorry for you, but you know.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then this guy over here is the softest, Oh no, you're absolutely right. Because in 10 years they can reopen the case. Bro, what are you talking about, dude?
And if they find new evidence, they should open the case. Okay. If there's something that's not right with the case, you should do it the right way.
Exactly. Why is that a problem?
Because it goes against the narrative. They cannot have Brian getting out.
But why does Brian Entham care? Like he's pandering to like their feelings here, and it's just
Because he wants to keep them in his pocket. That's why.
Gotcha. Grow a set of nuts and ask the question.
Yeah, that's all it is. He wants to keep them in his pocket, period. Pathetic. Grow up, little guy.
For real.
Good stuff that they think is the good stuff, and then just creating this little web. And it's disgusting.
Yeah, not understanding that was just what the defense was going to be. That's the way it works. I mean, they come up with a theory and that.
But when you release it, it seems like.
I want to know why all these people are fighting for him, though, when his own family's not fighting for him.
We're fighting for your daughter, ma'am.
His own family has done.
We're fighting for her daughter. Like, this is what they don't get, dude.
His own family can't. They're probably afraid to come out and say anything because every time they do, people that support you go and attack them and go for their throat.
Exactly. What could his parents possibly come out and say right now that's going to suffice everybody's expectations?
Right. There's nothing they can say or do.
Thank you.
Don't understand, or you do, and you're just playing dumb with it. Sorry.
They don't understand that we're fighting for the justice of their daughter. They don't. They I can see it. They don't understand that.
No,
we're the enemy. That's crazy.
And it is ridiculously crazy. Yes.
And to say that we cherry pick and shit, what? and that we use misinformation to gain views and stuff like that. Bro, I can't crack 3K on bringing a horse onto my channel that is literally coming out of its mouth with the truth and shit. So me and you, dude, are a pebble in this lake of MSM and all, you know, what people actually think about this case.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like if you take who me and you like have put truth out to and who has actually heard us, it won't even touch this interview with Brian.
No.
So I don't understand why they're so mad.
Right.
The majority of MSM is saying what they want them to say, but not now. Not now that they're saying that there's multiple people. Now it's a problem.
Yes. Absolutely.
But they said themselves, I believe, on a post, or I don't know if you maybe remember that there's a good possibility there's multiple people involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you feel that, then why wouldn't you want the other people to pay? Especially as the parent of the victim, bro. Like, I am so dumbfounded right now. Like, because I have a daughter. So, like, I just can't imagine somebody taking my daughter. I'd want everybody to pay.
Right.
You know, and I wouldn't care about this, like, who's reporting on this or who's saying that. I don't care. Like, I just want justice for my kid.
Absolutely.
And it just seems like you said, dude, they're worried about something completely different.
Yep.
It's wild.
And that's really sad. That's really sad to me. But yes, agreed.
Nothing to if he's innocent, his family's not, his mom has never gone on anything and said he is innocent. He was framed. He's not guilty. My son would never do this. His dad's not. His sister's not. His sister did an interview, so she's not running and hiding. She did an interview.
Yeah.
It was very vague.
But if he was innocent, he's obviously a smart person. He had a good, I mean, Ann Taylor was a good lawyer. You know, it's
she was.
I mean, they would have gone to
trial. Oh my God.
You know, they wouldn't have ended up wanting a plea.
We can't say that Ann Taylor was not a fantastic attorney for him. I don't like the woman.
See, there you go. Listen, that right there should tell you that right there showed me that I am on the right direction of my opinion of Anne. Thank you, Mrs. Goncalves. Thank you, Miss Goncalves.
Why? Because of what she said.
Because they like Ann Taylor, and if they like Ann Taylor, there's a reason why. She did a job. She was amazing, dude. I don't know. That's funny what she just said. Wow.
I like her, no, but we cannot deny that she did not do a damn good job for him. She gave it her all, and she got to the end of the road.
She's still getting paid for the case. We found out.
She knew that there was nothing
working.
else to do.
You guys hear what he just said? Listen to this right here. Listen carefully. For those that are doubting us, listen.
Guilty. My son would never do this. His dad's not. His sister's not. His sister did an interview, so she's not running and hiding. She did an interview.
Yeah.
It was very vague.
But if he was innocent, he's obviously a smart person. He had a good, I mean, Ann Taylor was a good lawyer. You know, it seemed like.
She was.
I mean, they would have gone to trial. Like, you know, they wouldn't have ended up wanting a plea.
We can't say that Ann Taylor was not a fantastic attorney for him. I don't like the woman. She drove me nuts. I mean, should I like her? No. But we cannot deny that she did not do a damn good job for him.
You wouldn't like her if it went to trial.
Her all. And she got to the end of the road.
She's
and
still
she
getting
knew.
paid for the case. We found
She
out.
knew.
We found out.
There was
Still
nothing
working.
else to do.
She's still working.
Still working.
She's still getting paid on the case. So there you go, folks. For those of you that are questioning it, there it is. Just saying.
Like you said, come on, talk more, Steve.
There was nothing else she could do. It was done. It was over. She was just like, look, we're going to trial
I
next
want to
time.
say it's over, but it makes me uncomfortable if she's still getting paid to.
He knows.
Why is she still getting paid?
You know, Brian.
Why do you think, you idiot?
Yeah, you dumbass. Why are you asking a question like that?
100% accurate. She is. So I remember her saying that she hadn't looked at over all the information, all the details.
I think it's just until everything, I mean, she obviously has has all of
He's
it.
convicted. She should be off the case from
No, she doesn't.
but she's still on it.
See how they're nervous? They're nervous that she's still working the case. It's like,
Mhm.
if you're for sure 100% positive that Brian did this, why do you care if she's still working it?
Exactly.
Or wait, Steve, do you realize or maybe know that it's not? And it's almost like they don't care if he was innocent or not. They just can't have him getting off no matter what.
Yeah. Well, everything's painting a picture of something coming down the river because you got him. You know, if she's still working it, you have MSM source telling them something's coming. Or else they wouldn't be reporting on this shit. Something's coming, dude. Any day.
That's my point. I don't know when, but I've always in my gut felt something is coming.
Hopefully.
Steve definitely has control issues. I agree with that, fans.
Some deal that probably Thompson did. This
because I think both sides have to review all the records before the judge signs off.
I would think that it's
so. I think she's probably still getting paid because you know what I mean. They both
going
have
through
to,
the video.
Yeah, no.
He's trying to dumb it down because you're a ding dong. He's got to worry too, you guys, because he's the one that reported all this stupid bullshit. And when it all comes back to be wrong, he's gonna look like the monkey that he is, the complete full ass monkey that he is, and so are the rest of them. And how are they gonna cover that? They can't. All their credibility is gonna be flushed down the toilet right along with the fact that none of it was true. So good luck with your career there, Mr. N.
Yeah. So maybe it has something to do with that.
Yeah.
I could see, but yeah.
No.
Well, if there's ever anything I can do for you, as always, let me know.
Thank you.
You've been with us from the beginning, Brian. We appreciate you so much.
If anyone ever asks us for somebody
smile away,
through a disaster.
Yeah, right. Now I see why you're scared to ask the questions.
You guys. I don't know if I want to be that guy that's always with people when they go. But you guys, I can remember being in your living room right there, you know, and the dogs and everything. So
where's your lawyer at?
Good for you. You're top of our list.
Yep, you were down there in Moscow. Yep.
Well, I'll see you guys soon, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right, man.
All right, Brian.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
That did more harm than good for him. Like
Thank you once again, you guys. They did a great job with that one. Yeah.
Right? Unreal, dude.
It is.
We're the scum for reporting all of it, not just some of it. Wow.
Right. Yep.
Wow.
What a joke.
That is eye-opening. And like I said, if it didn't radiate before, it's definitely radiating now that they're nervous about something. And it ain't, just because they want, somebody else could possibly pay the price for this as well. It's because
keep watching, guys, because there's more coming.
Yeah.
There's more coming.
Like I said, it's not like say me, you, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of random channels I know. Me, you, Annie, Lana, and one other channel. We all went live on the same day about the same thing, right? People would be like, "There's something going on," right? You have all NSM going live about there being multiple perps at the same time.
Yeah.
So they obviously have some kind of source, something to do with law enforcement to tell them like, "Hey, something's coming up the pipe here." And then you look at Dylan's GoFundMe being paused, and then now you look at Steven and his wife coming out and saying all this. It's ramping up, dude.
No, I mean, like I said, something is coming, something's rolling, and that's why I think they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, everybody in chat and everybody should thank you for, going live tonight, even though I could tell you're at like 60%, maybe.
I'd say more like 40, bro. I'm
40. I can tell you're. Yeah. Did you get my text that I asked you if you were all right?
Yeah. I thought I sent back a message.
No, it's all good. I didn't even. I just wanted to make sure that you knew I was thinking about you.
I appreciate you very much.
But yeah, all right, buddy. I just wanted to get up here and shoot the shit and go over this with you because I know you were saying the same things I was. I was just losing my shit in chat.
Good. I appreciate you.
Buddy. But yeah, so once because like I said, she tagged me on Facebook and said that she was watching and she was appreciative of what me and Mike did but then she said that she also believes that there's something bigger going on. And like I said, she will provide us with the absolute truth, and she has no reason to lie about nothing. And I'd feel like you would be very respectful. So if she does wind up, coming up, then I want you to be up there with me, and we could kind of.
No worries.
I just wanted to be in a safe space, man.
Yeah, 100%.
So
you already know. I'll be there.
All right, brother. Yeah, when I'm done, if you're still alive, then I'll hop back and chat. But if not, then I'll catch you somewhere.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right, Malaka. Get better.
Yep, you too. Or thank you.
See you.
Take care.
See you, man. See you, Chad.
Let's see. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it. We're at 3.5 hours. There's a little bit, about 30 minutes more than I wanted to go, but I wanted to make sure we got through all of it. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate all of you guys caring about me feeling better, and channel donations. Everything was amazing. You guys are, I don't even know what to say. You guys are just amazing. And I love every single one of you guys and appreciate you all very much. I will be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be joining Devil's Advocates tonight. Lee will be there from my understanding. So we're going to be hooking up over there. I don't know if I'll say much, but I'll be there. So I hope to see you guys over there if you will. Well, here at my channel, but with them. So that being said, have a great night, guys. Please don't forget to love yourselves and love each other. Don't change a thing. You guys are the beautiful people. Thank you to my amazing moderators. My producer, Mike, my videographer, Molly, thank you for everything you guys do. I wouldn't exist without all of you guys. God bless. Good night, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye, guys.
The coffee's cold, the final stain. We laid the map out in the pouring rain. No hidden corners left to creep. The dark truth woke while the city was asleep. The evidence lines up straight and true. A perfect picture of what they chose to do. The quiet street erupts in flashing light. A reckoning delivered in the night. SWAT serves the warrant, loud and clear. The sound of justice, the only thing we hear. At the True Crime Cafe, we watch the suspect finally pay. The dark truth is backed and signed and sealed. The wound is closed, the name is finally healed. It's finally healed. The cafe's empty, closed for the night. We put the darkness back into the light. We'll wipe the counter, set the empty chair, and wait right here for the next secret laid bare. Until the